Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
The Red Sox scored a pair of runs in the top of the ninth inning to snap a 2-2 tie, and they open up a 7-game road trip with their fourth win in a row, 4-2 in Miami over the Marlins. Anthony Siegler's first career Major League triple drove in the go-ahead run, and Mickey Gasper added a pair of hits, an RBI, and got on base 4 times for Chad Tracy.
It was a team win tonight. There was defensive plays. Wilson knocking the ball down with bases loaded, getting the force out at home. Miller catching the ball above his head. A lot of execution late in the game that helped us win that game.
This 3-game series continues tonight. The Marlins, by the way, yesterday reportedly fired their entire pro scouting department. As for the Patriots, they went through their first practice of the week yesterday in Foxborough. Christian Gonzalez, mainly a full participant. Travion Henderson had to leave early after slipping and falling during the workout. The team will be back out there this afternoon and then fly to Cleveland on Wednesday. They also traded wide receiver Kayshon Boutte to Houston for backup safety Jalen Reed and a 7th-round draft pick. They have signed free agent veteran punter Matt Hawk after Bryce Behringer was injured during a preseason win over Philadelphia. Getting back to Cleveland, the Browns yesterday named Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback over Shedeur Sanders. San Francisco 49ers team owner Jed York pled no contest to a pair of charges in Ohio. This is after he was arrested on suspicion of engaging in prostitution. And in basketball news, R.J. Lewis, the 2025 Big East Player of the Year, a guy who signed a 2-way contract with Utah, was traded to the Celtics last season and then waived, has been cleared to go back to college and is committed to play at LSU this winter. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Don't put off losing weight this summer. Reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss. Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Violent two-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5.
Fingerman, heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
No.
Can we use this for the radio?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube.
Yes!
Thank you, guy who cuts Hardy's hair. I apologize about Morocco and the last lack of success.
So anyway,
Yes, I will move on from there.
yeah,
talking
I'm
about-
okay.
Okay, I'm good to hear. After the World Cup, I mean, it wasn't a total failure. It seems, I recall that team playing more than a couple games.
Be careful with me.
No, that's what I'm doing. I'm being careful with you.
I doubt it.
No, I'm really being careful here.
Absolutely not.
Well, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. I can't win with you, sir.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad that we could have that conversation. Enjoy your inflection, my friend. I saw 2 cars racing on the way in.
Ooh, a little drag race up 128.
Yeah, in an odd time to be racing, but there was a car that was driving extremely not erratically. It was driving fine, but it was driving very fast and switching lanes, 3 lanes at a time.
Yeah, Fast and Furious style.
Right. And then I went, oh, that guy's in a hurry. And then the car behind him was following him.
Right.
And it didn't seem to be in like they were, because, if you're angry at someone, that's what you do is you go like 100 and follow them.
Right.
I mean, I would guess they were going 100, 90 to 100, and yeah, for sure, because I was probably going 70, and they went they just blew by me.
Yeah.
And one car, I wouldn't bring it up, but the car following it, I thought was interesting. And it's Tuesday, so it's not like the highway was empty.
So, like, earlier, I see more of that. Like, at the time you're driving in, Fred, and you live much closer, and you come in after John and I, to me, that seems like more actual commuters. And especially on the days when I have to be here like very early, if there's something going on, there's only two types of cars on the road. There are the people who are going like speed limit or under, and the people who are going 100. There's very little in between, and every once in a while I'll look at guys who are doing like you're describing. I'm thinking, well, I don't think they're just doing it for fun. Something tells me they're making some run from like Providence up to New Hampshire or something. There's a delivery
northbound and down.
There's a delivery being made of some kind.
Yeah.
And I was warned about this by a buddy of mine. He's like, careful when we first started morning. He's like, careful on the roads, like especially like in the 4 a.m. hour. Tends to be like a change of shifts for certain law enforcement, and if the people on the road driving at that speed at that hour, they're never up to any good. They're not just trying to get to the to the shipping docks on time. There's something nefarious happening.
Well, that sounds very counterproductive. Like if I'm up to something illegal, the last thing I'd want to do is go 100.
Yeah, well, catch me if you don't like what I'm doing.
Well, that doesn't seem like it. They'll just throw those. Believe me, I watch body cams.
Spike strips?
They throw the spike strips in the road. There's no getting away.
Now, spike strips aren't for the highway, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, that is incorrect. That I can definitively say. There's a video that I won't forget that I've seen twice where the guy who puts down the spike strips on the highway gets hit by the car and the guy loses his legs. The cop loses his legs. I mean, they blur it out, and they are not the police, as you can imagine, with the kid. And the kid's first question is, "Are you going to take my car?"
No.
That's the kid's first question.
The kid's been mowing lawns all summer to pay for that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can tell you definitively, like I have seen several of the body cam videos, which I'm very into, where they put spike strips on the highway. Now it's in the middle of the night. Or maybe when you're coming into work, but they'll put spike strips in the highway.
A spike strip would have to be 150 feet wide to cover all the lanes.
I don't know what to tell you. Two cops, they lay down the spike strips. That's why the guy got hit by the car. He was in the left.
They daisy chain him?
I don't know if they use Benoit balls, but I mean, they do something. I don't know what daisy chain means, but they
just hook them up. You did make one really long one by tying them together.
I don't know, but I can tell you, I don't know if they do it in Massachusetts, but there are places where they use those spike strips on the highway because it's. I mean, you ever thought about drunk driving? The kid, because he doesn't hit the spike. I think. I don't know. He maybe hits the spike strip and hits the cop, or he hits the cop before he hits the spike strip. Something of that nature. But they're going up because they go to the cop. It's all pixelated, but and it's real. And they go to the police officer whose legs have been like, he ends up losing his legs, but like he's like, can you give me, like, he's like, I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. And, like, you can hear the cops, like, freaking out, and they obviously have to helicopter him out of there, but it seems like to take forever. But in those situations, even, like, 2 minutes seems forever.
Yeah.
It just seems... But then my point with the, like, trying to go fast and get away from the cops is all they do now is just they get a helicopter, and those helicopters have those infrared lights on them. There's, like, no getting away.
That's why I do the baby driver move, and I find two... look-alike cars and I find them on the highway, and I get in between them. I wait till we go under a bridge, and I switch lanes.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, I was the one in the middle. It's like, not anymore,
It's like
idiot.
Smokey and the Bandit. You hide between two 18-wheelers, you know?
It's rocking the cradle.
That's right. That's right.
It seems like sometimes they'll give up on sport bikes. Like if someone's going real fast on a sport bike, they can get away. Like the cops will just kind of like give up.
Well, that guy's going to end up killing himself anyway.
Right. And then because there was one, I mean, everyone wants me to go video by video, but there's one video where the guy gets away and then he comes back and starts doing circles around the cops, like to get him to chase him again. And then they're pissed. So they're like, okay, we're not letting him go. And they have a helicopter with an infrared camera. The kid goes into a neighborhood and like ditches the bike and like runs into the woods. And they just put an infrared camera on the woods and go and find him.
Now,
I think they kill him.
Ooh.
Because I think, no, that might be a different video. The guy had a gun and they killed him. But nonetheless, let's just, you watch one and then you see these things, you watch another. Let's put it that way.
Let's talk about, if you can in any way, identify the two cars that were racing at a high rate of speed.
They
this
weren't
morning.
cool cars.
Thank you. Now, let me guess. Was one a Honda?
They were like, yeah, like, I don't know, like they were sedans.
Souped up Honda, those?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. I was in the right lane. It was when I was getting off, like, you know how there's like that mile and a half to the Waltham exit after you get past the... What do you call it? You probably would call it something, John, other than 90.
Okay.
You'd probably call it like
no one calls it. You're literally the only person who calls it 90.
Yeah. So what do they call it?
The Mass Pike.
Okay. No, but there's something with
years.
No, but there's something with when you're in Natick, they show the pilgrim hat.
That's the Mass Pike. That's the insignia for the Mass Pike.
Oh, I thought that was something else.
No.
I believe
John's got a hat from the first time he traveled on the Mass Pike.
Back when they were building the tolls. Yeah.
Tolls.
Yep.
The toll was the price of the Model T.
Can have any color you want as long as it's black.
It's just funny because, I drive the interstate highway system, these same very highways, as, in other places. You go to Florida, you're on 95. It's the same effing 95 as here.
Nope. Different 95 here.
Yeah. It's the interstate highway system.
Mm-hmm.
It connects.
It's different.
You were taking 128 north past the Mass Pike where you saw these cars.
Right.
Yes.
And so, 90 goes all the way to the West Coast.
I'm sorry,
it's
sir.
the Mass
You're
Pike.
incorrect.
No, that is correct.
No, not here it isn't.
Without breaking the road, you could go all the way to the West Coast. That is correct.
You take the Mass Pike to 90 in New York. That's what happens.
No, it's funny. I was telling someone this yesterday. It's like, because they were talking about, they work with someone with like a real big Boston accent. And it's like, it's so funny. I've lived here 20 years and I don't feel like I live here.
Yeah. You got to live. You either have to be born here or live here about 30 or 35 years for it to count.
But like, I don't even know if my kids are going to be like. I just think that if you grew up in a place where your parents didn't grow up, because my parents didn't grow up in Detroit, there's really very little connection. You don't feel like that connection that people that for generations have lived in the same city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like when I lived in Detroit, I didn't care. And like I wasn't a fan of like the teams. And then
Well, you're a big fan of not caring.
I care. Believe me, I care.
I don't believe you.
I don't care about everything. In fact, I have a huge issue with that. I don't believe that you can. I think that people with my dad with the WNBA, like you don't care. Stop.
He cares desperately.
No, he's never watched a WNBA game in his life, and he's just scrolling on his phone and getting upset.
Odd that you and your father, while sharing the same genetics, his problem is he cares too much.
What a productive way to live, too.
While yours is you don't care nearly enough.
I think that the world would be a much better place if people would go, you know what? that this is really not hurting anyone. It's never going to affect 99.999% of the world, and I just don't care. It's let the people involved get upset about it. I think that would be very good. Instead of everyone having a hardline opinion on every single thing that they read 2 words about.
No, the second thing you said is better. That's a better way to operate. Everybody has a hardline opinion on things that don't actually affect them. That's healthier for society.
Yeah, I understand that comes off as like, but I mean, we're talking about minutia, like who gets to play in the WNBA.
Yes,
you can't.
Ennis Freedom didn't care. Who will? You?
I questioned his motive, and again, Ennis Freedom and the other guy were 2 guys that you couldn't make fun of because they threw fits. That the Ennis Cantor, with his whole thing with Turkey, like, oh, the turkey's coming out, and I guess.
Yeah, don't dead name him, please.
What does that mean?
Well, that's more of like a trans thing where you use the
the previous name. You have to use the current name.
Yeah.
Excuse my.
Why don't you start talking about Ron Artest too? That would be meta world peace. Thank you.
Yeah, he'd be furious. Or Chad Ochocinco, if you call him Chad Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, Ennis Freedom, which again was,
you were stepping in it,
which is exactly what like Muhammad Ali did and everything else. Is they changed their name to a cool nickname. I mean, it's like he converted to Ennis Freedom. Anyway, but my point with those 2, I do not like the hypocrisy of it. And then the other kid that was a first-round pick that was a basket case that couldn't fly, and his anxiety, prohibited him from really playing in the NBA.
Yep.
Like he couldn't like get it together to go to games. You couldn't make fun of him because of the mental health issues. So both those guys, from my years of sports talk radio, were guys that you couldn't make fun of without getting in trouble. I judge, because of my whole adult life being on the radio and making fun of things, that like there are a ton of stuff you can't make fun of. And if you've been one of those people, you can't start going around making fun of other stuff that you're not supposed to make
making
fun
of other causes and
right, like that you're not.
Yeah.
That I guess I could. I don't. I don't want to, and I don't feel this way. But I guess it would be very shaky ground if I like started whatever's going on, something with trans people in the WNBA, whatever that is. And I swear to God, I don't know, but whatever. Say I was super against it. It would be very like shaky ground to start going all in on, because it's one of those things that, who knows how people are going to react. And that's part of the job. Fine. And it just so happens that I don't care if trans people play in the WNBA, but because I don't care about the WNBA in any way, shape, or form.
Here we go.
But I don't like when you can't make fun of someone in their cause and then they run around, like if you would have, when Ennis Cantor at the time,
yes,
was on the Celtics, if you started like making fun of him, you both were on the air. Like, he's got all these problems with his home country and he's doing all this stuff. And then the mental case, whose name I can't remember,
Royce White.
You couldn't make fun of him, remember? Like, you had to be like, he's struggling and he's struggling, and you couldn't make fun of him. And they protected themselves. They shielded themselves from that because you couldn't make fun of them, because one had mental health problems. The other one was dealing with problems with their own country and home country, and they couldn't go back to their own country.
So quite the ballsy move for the two of them to go and make a mockery of the situation, which is important to some people about what's going on in the NBA, by declaring themselves eligible for the league.
And it's got nothing to do with them. So, like, I'm sick of that. And it's like, people will go, you can't make fun of, like religious people go, you can't make fun of, like, religion. And then, but then they'll turn around, they'll go, like, oh, but why can't we make gay jokes anymore? And then people that go, oh, well, you can't make gay jokes, then they'll go, but we're gonna go after religion. Like it's just like everyone is a hypocrite. They all are against. This is everyone, by the way, but besides me, they are. They want complete freedom to say whatever they want, unless they don't like what the person's saying, and then that's very bad. So if you're gonna get on a soapbox about one thing and you're untouchable, and then you're like you're clowning around with stuff that has nothing to do with you, go screw yourself.
Now, I would argue, Fred, that it's none of your business that it's none of their business.
I just brought it up because my dad told me that I don't.
Now we're spiraling down.
The only
it's bad. Don't do this.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because my father informed me that he reads much more information about the world of sports than I do.
And he has strong opinions on the WNBA issue. Did you know that the Mass Pike, do you know where it ends, John? When you travel westward?
The New York State line, does it not?
Well, that's where maybe the Mass Pike ends. Do you know where I-90 refers to it?
Yes, I do. I've seen the other side of it. It ends just south of Seattle.
How about that? And that's why John loves Seattle.
You can't get anything by you.
John had to, I don't know if you'll get this reference, but he was so hungry he had to breastfeed off of one of the women. You know what that's in reference to? No. Oh, that is a Grapes of Wrath reference. It's like the last couple pages of Grapes of Wrath. Wow. He was going out west. That was.
Is he George or Lenny?
That's not Grapes of Wrath, moron.
That's of Mice and Men.
But they're both Steinbeck. They're both Irma Bonbeck. If life is a bowl of cherries, what am I doing in the pits? That's from Grapes of Wrath.
Got it.
Both are actually Judy Blume. I don't know if you know that. I just remember being very titillated.
I think I took a photo of the end of 128, which is down in Key West, I think. I think when I was on that 90s cruise.
Oh, yeah.
95 ends way down.
The furthest south. No, because 95 doesn't go through the Keys. That's the Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know what it is? No, it's Route 1.
Yeah, Route 1.
Yeah. 128 North ends.
Providence Highway ends down in Key West.
128 North ends in Rockport.
Wait, you can take Providence Highway all the way to the Keys?
Yeah.
Really? How many stoplights between here and there?
Well, I can tell you, it's no picnicking in the Dedham.
It's got to be a billion stoplights.
This is outside of my liaison into my father's opinions on everything that he looks at. This has been a very local bit.
Mm-hmm. Connecting with the listeners right there.
I don't know how our affiliates in rural Maine are going to feel about this.
What are you doing?
Or not North Concord, New Hampshire. I wonder if they're
out of nowhere.
U.S. Route 1 continues. It starts in Fort Kent, Maine.
Hang on, this is $250 a month we're playing with here. Go ahead.
Route 1 starts in Fort Kent, Maine, and it ends at the famous Mile Zero sign at Whitehead Street and Fleming Street in Key West, Florida.
Now, everyone has been to the furthest south buoy, the thing that they have up there. I'm sure that both of you have been there.
Which, by the way, I got on my phone when I was down there, and I'm like, this isn't the southernmost point. There's like a military base like a couple miles from here that appears to be like further south than this.
Not attached. It was an island without a bridge, because the Key West ends like at that spot, to my knowledge. And I spent 5-6 months of my life down there.
Yeah, I seem to be calling. The southernmost buoy is not the actual furthest south point. Famous concrete marker denotes the lowest latitude location that is open and accessible to the general public.
Okay.
Boom. True
Yeah.
Southern Tip is sits nearby on restricted U.S. Navy property.
There you go. Microphone drop. There it is.
Is it connected by a bridge?
No one knows. It's secret.
You got to take.
I would know because I was
Got to take a submarine over.
because I was in special ops down there.
Ah.
I can finally say because enough time has passed, but I was in special ops. I knew how to get there. Me and Ennis Freedom. We were big freedom fighters. I thought of changing my name.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Oh. Stick to cutting hair, bucko.
Be
All
careful
right.
with me.
I know. All right, look, we will be back. There's no limit to the things that happened yesterday with giant trades and baseball games that came down to the wire. And we'll guide you through like a blind guy or an old man through a grape patch. Or what does he do in
He's
Golden
all set.
Pond?
You can hit the commercials, Beat. We're all done.
What is it? What is it on Golden Pond? Does he get lost in?
Oh, I think he's picking blueberries. Or
Yeah, all right. That was the reference I was trying to make.
We'll follow that path together, you and I. Happy birthday to you.
See, if he has got an impression, he's all
the
right
head
without
movement,
breaking.
with the head bob that goes with it. That's
Norman,
really
you old poo.
Offensive. Katharine Hepburn is an angel. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Come celebrate summer at Bernardi Toyota.
Do the same from the back seat.
You can't do hash browns without McDonald's other breakfast classics. Get 2 sausage McMuffin with egg for $6 and any size iced coffee for $1.69. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or
I would have. Just to see what happened. I don't mean to bring an off-air conversation.
No. I thought it was better
it.
to ignore the guy and pretend I didn't know who he was. But
No. Yeah, I don't expect you to do anything, but I think when that offer's on the table, you got to kind of just see what happens from there. All right, but I can see why the guy was upset. I was making fun of him. All right, go ahead.
All right, last night, Red Sox, Marlins. Red Sox find themselves in an early hole as the Marlins got on the scoreboard first in the second inning. But the Sox would answer in the fifth.
Swinging a high drive, center field, straight away. Marcy backing up all the way to the wall. He can't get it. Durant racing at a third. They're going to wave him in. He's trying to score. Here's the throw, and they'll never get him. And the Red Sox have tied the game. Gasper with a drive to center field to tie it.
Drawing his walks, getting his hits.
There you go, Lou.
Mickey Gasper.
Yeah. You're going to hear from him again.
Pride of Bryant University.
Oh, yeah? I was watching that, and I heard, and they'll never get him.
Yeah, I thought that was strange, too.
I was watching that.
To get him.
Yeah, there's like, and they'll never get him. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened, so change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR.
All right, so that made it 1-1. Marlins would score in the seventh. So here we go, eighth inning, Sox
So
trail.
the seventh, real quick, the bases are loaded with one out, and then they only get the run, and that's when the infield was in, and they get the one run. And then you go, oh, all right. Well, the Red Sox are winning this game.
Yeah, they're down a run going to the eighth, but they are absolutely going to win this game.
You got to take. I mean, Bayo was not good, and they couldn't take advantage.
Well,
of
that's
it.
the thing. What's his name? Ranger Suarez was not good. I mean, Suarez walked 4 guys, hit 2 other guys, and they couldn't score off him.
Yeah, but especially Bayo was wild. He loaded the bases. They could have. There was a bunch of things they could have manufactured a run, and then there was a bunch of things that Miami didn't do. It's boring. I don't want to get into it, but it was just watching it. You're like, okay, well now the Red Sox are going to win because you got to take advantage of against a better team.
Miami 2 of 18 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, not a great performance.
Red Sox weren't much better, but to this argument, but yeah, the Marlins were terrible.
And how would the Sox win the game? Would they do it all by their own hand? Oh, no, they'd get some help.
The 1-0, showing bunt again. It gets by the catcher. Here comes Abreu. He will score. The Red Sox tie it in the 8th. It gets by Mack. Contreras advancing to second with 1 down.
So there you go. Now it's 2-2 in the 8th inning. Now, I believe it's bottom of 8 when we had the fielding mishap.
Okay.
Oh,
my guy, man, he's really fast.
Yeah.
They'll never catch him.
Jaron Duran with some issues out and left.
3-2. Liner softly, but into left field for a base hit.
Again, softly.
Also, something to keep in mind, the ball was right at him.
Softly.
Yes.
3-2. Liner softly, but into left field for a base hit. Little bobble there now, throwing to second base, and a tag. He's going to be out. Sox got him. Despite the bobble by Duran and left, they are going to challenge on a call at second.
Well, that's one of those we even asked. It's the 8th inning, tie ball game.
He's challenging the outfall second base.
Close enough, right? You know, maybe you want to be sure in the first 3 or 4 innings, whatever, but tie ball game in the 8th. Yeah, this ball here just kind of handcuffs Jaron. Kicks off to that right. He recovers quick, makes a good throw. Be a great recovery if this play holds up.
After
a great recovery.
Overturned, the runner is safe.
The ball bounced past him. He ran back, picked it up. By the way, the ball again right at him.
But it was a great recovery. Why is everyone so afraid to call that guy out when he sucks?
Well, and we've had more than one writer on saying he's a good left fielder. He's not. He's not a good left fielder. He doesn't have a good arm. By the way, the runner was safe, right? So he's not a good left fielder. And you saw it happen twice again over the weekend. He runs back to the wall. The ball hits the wall, bounces back over him, and Ceddanne Rafaela has to run in and pick it up. I've seen visiting outfielders play the ball off the wall. No problem. Throw the ball back into second base. He is not a good fielder.
And
Roman Anthony can't get here fast enough.
I think the Red Sox broadcasters are good and on TV, and every team is like this. Believe me, the Cardinals broadcasters are like, I mean, it's ridiculous. But I wish that every, even home television crew, the radio crews are more apt to call people out, I guess, because it's maybe not as many people hear it. But, like, I just wish, in general, baseball, local crews, if something is bad, just go, that's bad. Like, not he recovers well. No, he was handcuffed. That's correct. He was handcuffed, and then he didn't make the play. He gave up an extra base. That's all. There's no need to excuse it.
It's interesting, too, because Lou went on and on about how Jarren Duran in his last 3 or 4 weeks is hitting 260. Like, this is a massive deal. You know what? The average is where it is. It's not going to get much higher. Not enough at-bats left, but he's hitting 260 over his last 5 weeks. I'll take that. Well,
what's he talking about? If he hits 350, his average is going to get astronomically better when you're hitting 200. Like, he could get his average up for the rest of the season. Yeah, if you hit 260, he can. But yeah, if you got super hot, it's not ridiculous to hit like 340 over the course of 2-3 weeks. You get your average up. Get your average up to 225. Which nowadays isn't disastrous.
And he's going on and on about how 260 is really, really good. Boy, he's hitting 260. Well, that's a lot of people hit 260.
Yeah.
Well, no,
comparatively speaking, it's pretty good.
260 for the year now, because of the way baseball is fine.
Yeah.
260 over 2 weeks. Get out of here, 260 over 2 weeks.
I don't remember what the time span was, but
whatever it is.
He's trumpeting it like it's this massive deal. Okay.
Well, it can't be for that long, because I've seen that kid he didn't double play last night. Or no, he didn't. He was 2
offensively
for 4,
2 for 4. He's up to 209, which might be a season high. I don't know. I have to look.
Anyway, whatever.
Well, here's another fun call, because number one, Marlins not able to capitalize on that extra base they got on that. So we go to the 9th. It's tied at 2. Pete Fairbanks, closer from Miami, starts the inning, but he issues a walk to Mickey Gasper.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, there's something wrong. And he steps off the mound and he's like, I don't feel good. And they're fine. And you get Tyler
Yeah.
You get Tyler Zuber in. And Anthony Siegler is at the plate.
Line drive and a fair ball down the line. White taken off. He's heading into third. It goes all the way to the corner. Here he comes home. He is going to score. All the way down to third. Siegler. He dives in with a triple. The Red Sox on top. 3-2 in the ninth.
Now, it was a line drive, but it took forever to get down into that corner out and right.
And then it got wedged underneath the wall there, giving him the extra base. But you know what? Big hit, big situation. Good for him.
So that scored the pinch runner, Eli White. That snaps the tie, and then Nick Sogard followed that up.
With Sogard at the plate. Ground ball to first, and a base hit. Another run will score. Siegler is in. The Sox lead it 4-2.
Did you see it was a ground ball? Stowers, the first baseman. It was a ground ball that just about anyone could have fielded, but Stowers, instead of bending his knees, kind of leaned over and the ball skipped under his glove.
Well, it's easier to lean than it is to crouch.
It is. You're right.
It's coming back from an injury, John.
It's a good point. But Gasper got on base 4 times last night. Siegler with the RBI triple, Sogard with an RBI single, and the Red Sox win. All 3 of those guys may not be on the team next week. This is how the Red Sox have been doing it.
They're deep?
Yeah, very deep. Yes.
And that would end up being your final 4-2, as the Red Sox are back to their winning ways. Streaking, baby.
4 in a row. 2.5 behind the Yankees, making that weekend series more important.
All right. Well, I take it we will discuss what the Patriots did, and then we'll have Phil Perry in to really knock it out.
Yep.
As Phil Perry comes in at 7, here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline.
Red Sox won their fourth in a row last night, 4-2 in Miami over the Marlins. Mickey Gasper, 2 hits and an RBI. Anthony Stiegler, the tie-breaking RBI triple. Sox are 2.5 games behind the Yankees for the top wild card in the American League. They'll face the Marlins again tonight. Patriots traded wide receiver Kayshon Boutte to Houston for safety Jalen Reed and a 7th-round pick. Christian Gonzalez out at practice yesterday. Team will be back out there this afternoon and fly to Cleveland on Wednesday. Patriots have signed free agent veteran punter Matt Hawk as well. In basketball news, R.J. Lewis, the 2025 Big East Player of the Year, and a guy who actually was traded to the Celtics last season and then waived, has been cleared to go back to college. He is committed to play at LSU. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Fantasy Spin app, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy, combining the thrill of virtual slots with the skill of drafting your favorite lineup. Download the Fantasy Spin app now for a play for cash or to try it for free. Must be 21 plus. Terms apply. Visit fantasyspin.com for details and responsible gaming resources. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, there was a big trade yesterday from your New England Patriots.
Yeah,
your New England Patriots.
Big trades deserve big voices, so we go to the voice of record for such matters, Adam Schefter.
New England Patriots have traded Keyshawn Boutte to the Houston Texans in exchange for safety Jalen Reed and a 2028 7th-round pick. They had been talking to a number of teams. Boutte had wanted to be traded. He's looking for a new deal. And finally, with the Texans having a need, with Jaden Higgins going down to a torn ACL season-ending injury, they've been in discussions with the Patriots in recent days. This deal was coming together and obviously was finalized this afternoon.
Again, he has the 60 seconds he has to speak. And they were in – I don't know if you two fools know this, but before the trade, they were having discussions.
Yeah, they were having discussions with the Texans.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that until Schefter told me. So
I actually thought for him that was brief. Usually he can stretch it a lot further.
They were interrupting him. They seemed to like – because let's be honest, if you're in – New York or L.A., I don't know if you're overly concerned about Keyshawn Boutte being traded for some guy who's played 20 snaps.
Keyshawn Boutte.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So got Keyshawn Johnson on the brain.
So there we go. This is not a huge return, but apparently the wide receiver market will be flooded very, very soon.
Well, these are not original thoughts, but since we're at this point, they bear repeating. Sunday's cut-down day in the National Football League. There'll be a ton of wide receivers on the market on Sunday night and Monday, so the Patriots were on the clock if they wanted to trade him and get something for him. And the other part of this, and I think it was Mike Giardi who said this first, Boutte's been available for trade for months, and they weren't able to find anyone to take him. So whatever you got for him is a bonus.
I just don't. And it's not like I've got an incredible take on this or opinion on this. Is that you want to be good this year. So who cares what you get in return for him? Like if he walks, I know you get compensatory picks and stuff like that, but like whatever, like just for this year. I don't know anything about this safety, but to be honest, no one else seems to, except when he was taken in the draft. He hasn't played a lot.
One start last year. He was a backup safety at a 7th-round pick in 2 years.
Like one grade I saw of this is either in ESPN or The Athletic was B+ for the Texans and
C.
To be determined.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it might have been The Athletic or it was ESPN or The Athletic, and it was to be determined.
Well, no
for
kidding.
The Patriots.
Every one of these.
Well, you know
when you're grading a draft or a trade, they're all to be determined.
Well, that seemed to me like throwing your hands in the air and just going, I don't know anything about this guy. And I mean, that's what it is, right? Like this guy,
right?
Unless you've actively scouted him, through his college career and where he was, what was he, a 6th-round pick? And then, I mean, Boutte, everyone knows had a connection with May. It just seems if you wanted to get traded, okay, fine. You're a free agent after the season. Go about your business.
All right. He had 6 touchdown catches last year. Everyone knows he was the Patriots' top deep threat. Without looking, how many catches do you think he had last year? 6 touchdowns.
Well,
how many catches for Keyshawn Boutte?
It's going to be low.
Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't be asking, John.
45.
30.
33 catches last year.
Oh, you were closer than me.
I win.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You win. You win. Time for the Showcase Showdown.
Be sure to toss a few more out there so I can come back.
Okay, no problem. I'll work on that.
Please.
But how many combined tackles did Reed have last year?
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever. I mean, how many? This is probably a lot more, but Alec Pierce, for instance, like how many?
Yeah.
But whatever. You're not asking them to pay. They're not paying Boutte a lot of money. It just seems that maybe Boutte would be more valuable to the team than a guy that might not get on the field a lot for you with safety.
Well, and the other part of this is he wasn't going to get on the field a ton, barring injury. He wasn't, and he's looking for a big contract. It's the last year.
No, I understand why he wants out.
No, but I'm looking at his production. 3 years, 78 catches.
No, he wasn't good. His first year he wasn't good at all, and the second year he wasn't very good, and then last year, I mean, 6 touchdown catches is a lot of touchdown catches for a guy that's not a number 1, number 2 receiver. I mean, that's a pretty effective year. I mean, no one would argue that Booty wasn't effective last year. I don't think no one's saying give Booty a contract. It's just that if you were going to trade him for scrap, I just think that maybe you would have been better with Booty on the roster.
Yeah, I felt that way when we were first talking about the A.J. Brown thing and before Dobbs came in and everyone else. I said, I don't want to be trading receivers for receivers. They don't have enough. And what they ended up doing was adding receivers without having to give any up. So I understand it. I'm fine with it. Now, I will miss being able to say, don't let Booty get by you.
Because he went to LSU. By the way, LSU is such a good school.
By you, John. Okay.
It's LSU, such a good school. The SEC's all getting together to talk about. Did you know this? The SEC presidents are all getting together. If they didn't get together yesterday, they're getting together today to talk about maybe we shouldn't let professional athletes back into the SEC.
The SEC released a statement yesterday saying we don't think professionals should play college sports anymore.
And guess what? We've talked about this for 20 years, John and I. Guess what? Impeccable institutions not attending that.
I know.
Is LSU.
It all started with Morris Claiborne and his 3 on the Wonderlic.
A 3 on the Wonderlic means you're illiterate. I think it's multiple choice.
It's tough to do.
Well, it's almost like you're defiantly not trying. The Wonderlic's not hard. Anyone listening would get a good score on the Wonderlic. It's incredibly easy.
I remember when you gave it to me during the first year of the show. I mean, a lot of it is multiple choice.
Yeah, so it's not, and whatever the value of it, whatever. LSU's a joke school. And at a certain point, I don't know, we'll get into it at 40. I have a prediction, and I really believe this to be true, is that, college football is the second most popular sport in the country. Those days are done because no one outside of hick towns or school that went to the actual school is going to care about it anymore. Because I'll tell you this, is that if you live in the state, I'll just give you the state of Michigan. And I don't think that people because, Michigan's fan base isn't people that went to Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan's fan base locally is Walmart Michigan fans. They're not going to care anymore. Feinbaum was on ESPN yesterday. He said it's never been this bad. It's just never in the history of college football been this bad. It's a JV. You're taking a guy that was on that was in training camp that couldn't make an NFL team that now gets to come back, so he's garbage. He's garbage. So I get to watch a guy that couldn't make an NFL team on Saturdays, who's getting paid. Who wants to watch that? When there was a vibe
and who wants to watch a team from year to year when, especially for the casual fans? And I know in the South, the people are, rabid.
Yeah, they're not going to stop.
They're not going to stop. But when you're talking about the Walmart version of these fans, they're not keeping up with every single transaction and every transfer portal player and all these guys. It's it's an entirely new roster every year. These guys don't stay and play for, 2 years, much less 3 and 4 anymore. It's impossible to become invested with the players because they're not there long enough.
If you can find a city with an NFL team that cares more about the college team than the NFL team, I would like to hear it because I don't think it exists.
Wait, it cares more about the
college team than the NFL team.
Yeah.
And so you need that for TV deals. You need, you need the top 32 markets to have a successful product. You can't not have that. You already don't have the Northeast. Now you're gonna lose. I'm telling you, if
you may have been able to make a case in Texas for some of those schools a few years ago, but not now.
Yeah, but Austin doesn't have a team, and SMU's not as popular as the Cowboys, and Houston Cougars aren't as popular as the
the Cougars pretty
top 25 team, top 25.
Well, SMU's good. They're playing at BC, or BC's playing there.
Yeah, same conference though.
Yeah, but it's a joke. I'm not watching it. I don't care at all.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's very sad.
Big
Oh, yeah,
shot
that's
coming
right.
from you,
Yeah.
Mr. Don't Care.
It's almost suicidal not caring. All right.
I don't care about nothing.
I don't care about it. No, but seriously, do you care about as much about Michigan State football as you did 10 years ago? Yeah, I mean, it's unless you're, in Tuscaloosa, I don't know who cares about it as much anymore. I know I'm saying don't care a lot, but I do think it's a problem for college football. We will be back in just a moment with something people do care about. Phil Perry and his thoughts on your New England Patriots as he comes in studio very early, which is his new time, and we thank him for that. We'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Oh, baseball season in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Go on there right now. Look at the futures and see who's trading at what. Dodgers trading at 32%. Milwaukee trading at 12%. Talking about the AL champion, it's between the Yankees and the Rays right now in terms of the number of trades and the number of markets that are seeing action. But you can always trade out of your position on Kalshi because remember, there's no house. You're just going up against peers in a live market. So you don't like how things are looking? Get out. Kalshi, Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use the code HARDY to get $20 when you trade $20. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 and over only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Hey, it's Fred. Did your roof take a beating this winter? Call my friends at East Coast Metal Roofing for a free quote.
being able to not be sharp and give up one run is important. Anything with today, it's the walks and the couple hit batters. So it's most of what there wasn't much damage, but it was self-inflicted with just some of the walks and the free passes. But he was able to wiggle his way out of some of those spots and give us 5 innings and keep him to 1 run.
Sox now find themselves only 2.5 games out of the top American League wild card. They will face the Marlins again tonight. Patriots went through their first practice of the week yesterday morning in Foxborough. Christian Gonzalez was back out there, but Travion Henderson had to leave early after slipping and falling during the practice. The team will be out there this afternoon. They'll fly to Cleveland on Wednesday. And another team news, they traded wide receiver Kayshon Boutte to Houston for safety Jalen Reed and a 7th-round draft pick in 2 years. Patriots have also signed free agent veteran punter Matt Hawk. Getting back to Cleveland, the Browns have named Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback. San Francisco 49ers team owner Jed York pled no contest in Ohio yesterday to a pair of charges. He was arrested on suspicion of engaging in prostitution. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the stylish Honda Accord. Head to your local New England Honda dealers to learn more or shop online at newengland.hondadealers.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Drake May. We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub. Why do people listen to Touch Your
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Toward the end of the first quarter, you called a timeout, and you had a conversation with your defensive.
You can watch us on YouTube, and look who's here very early, Phil Perry.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, guys.
Look how
are you
chipper.
doing?
He's very chipper.
Did you have trouble sleeping
Man.
based on the early wake time, or is this not early for you?
This isn't that much earlier for me in terms of wake up time.
Oh, okay. Because what happens to me is I'll go on vacation for a week, and then I'll come back, and then my body will cease to sleep. So last night was a real situation where I'm not positive I slept. It was like going downstairs to read kind of night.
Oh, you're not wearing the Whoop anymore.
No,
though.
and I didn't have this on last night. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Oh, boy.
No, I gave the Whoop to my son. I couldn't handle the Whoop anymore. I questioned the Whoop. I know it's a local business, but you never did anything for me. So, but I questioned the Whoop. There seems to be a lot of issues with the sleeping and everything. I questioned the readings. I questioned the age it told me I was. How dare you?
Oh, your metabolic age, or
yeah. like based on your VO2 max in sleep.
Yeah.
Like I questioned that. I didn't like that.
I'm guessing the data wasn't favorable. It wasn't complimentary.
It said I was 100. It said, "Why are you not dead?" It said, "Put a gun in your mouth." That's what it said. It said, "You might as well end it now."
Which sounds mean for the Whoop.
The Whoop did not talk to me AI very nicely. It didn't. It's like, you are not doing enough. There would be days where it's like, you're not doing enough to produce whatever crap. It's not melanoma, or not melanoma. It's not melatonin. It wasn't that. It was like, you haven't done enough to produce this thing that allows you to sleep.
Why don't you go get yourself melanomas? You might as well.
Yeah, so go out in the sun.
I wanted you to spend more time on the beach.
Yeah, it was like, you didn't get enough sun. What's wrong with you?
Go get rickets, you loser.
Yeah, it's like, why are you even trying, stupid? Take it off. Give it to your son.
That's a weird way for it to operate. Wouldn't you want it to be a little nicer so that you would be more invested into what the Whoop might be telling you?
Some people don't react well to compliments. Some people need to be yelled at.
No, the Whoop did when you. First of all, I'm not comfortable with the AI. It weirds me out, and then it was just like kind of like this software is talking to you, and I found it to be a little odd. And my son just wears it because ultimately, his sleep is 99%. His output is like off the charts because he's such a spaz. So everything is working out for him.
Phil, how is it in your house with a bona fide medical professional? Like, is everyone like under the watchful eye of a healthcare professional at all times, or are things kind of loosey goosey?
No. Things are very loosey goosey. So yeah, we're our kids are 9, 6, and 3. So we're just, if you mean like everybody's in bed at a proper hour and getting a certain number of hours of sleep and eating certain things that are keeping them healthy, is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm more referring to your doctor wife saying, "Don't do that. That's not good for you."
Oh,
stuff like that.
No.
Okay.
No, we get kids climbing up the walls, literally.
Okay. All right.
When your hand falls asleep, do they make you put your arm down and then say to massage your forearm down? Because that was advice I was given the other day.
Really? By a medical professional?
Yeah.
I have hung it down before, but she
just some
Just
dude.
the guy I was talking to.
He was.
I don't know what kind of games you're playing.
He was caressing my forearm.
Wow.
Well, it wasn't.
I think that's more of a personal situation.
It wasn't gay. It was just. It was just friendship. And
okay,
fellowship.
Yeah, and it was. We were getting over some stuff, and
it's the meeting after the meeting.
That's when we go to our cars and use our hands, and it didn't do it strangely because I was like a fool moving my fingers around and moving my arm around.
Can't be doing that.
And then I was told that. And then strangely, it didn't improve anything. The whole keeping my hand down and massaging my forearm towards my fingers. All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, Phil, what did you make of this Keyshawn Boutte situation? The trade.
Yeah, not surprised that he ended up getting dealt. My understanding was they weren't aggressively shopping him, but he was available for weeks, months. He had reportedly requested a trade. He had been pretty open about the fact that, he wanted whatever was best for him to happen to him this offseason. So he was obviously open to being moved, and the Patriots were open to moving him. They also, was my understanding, they were open to, if they didn't get an offer for the guy, they were open to keeping 7 receivers, and they felt like there was value in that. And there was value in him because he had showed last year that he could be productive in a Josh McDaniels offense, and that obviously over the course of the last couple of years, he had developed a relationship and established, real trust on behalf of Drake May. And so there was real value in that with him. So they weren't just going to give him away. I think a lot of Patriots fans probably look at the return and say, you kind of gave him away. But for them, this was good enough in order to say goodbye because they feel like they've got good depth there, and he really wasn't in their long-term plans. He's in the last year of his rookie contract, and given what they have at the position, what they will have at the position moving forward, they didn't view him as part of their team for a long period of time here.
I guess that's the thing. And when you're looking at it from a Patriots perspective, they probably sat down and said, is there any scenario in this upcoming season where we're going to end up saying, God, we miss Keyshawn Boutte? With the number of guys that they have and the level of talent that they've brought in, it's hard to envision them getting to a place where we said, God, this wouldn't be happening if Keyshawn Boutte were still here. I like him, and I thought he did enough last year to warrant this amount of time they took in trying to move him and trying to get something for him. I liked him as for what he did last year. But even I can't get myself to the place where I think at some point this season they're going to say, God, we missed that guy.
Well, let's do a thought exercise. Okay, is Jalen Reed, the safety they got in return, going to start for them?
No.
Well, I'm asking Phil.
No, unless they want to use a lot of 3 safety packages and some defense.
So you're saying no. All right, so Jalen Reed will only get a lot of playing time if there's an injury. So what if Brown gets hurt? What if Dobbs gets hurt? Like, this is the thing is that, and I know they weren't going to resign him, but they're also not paying him any money. It's not like they weren't in like financial crisis. Like, this doesn't affect Gonzalez. This doesn't affect May. This doesn't affect anything. First of all, I don't think this is the world's biggest deal, but if you're looking at it, you traded for A.J. Brown for this season. You got Dobbs for this season. Like, you made moves to win now. I don't know. Is Keyshawn Boutte a better player than Jalen Reed? If you're getting these guys to kind of protect you against injury, is Boutte someone who could slide in and have success? Are you putting yourself? Can you afford now to lose receivers? I just don't know how this improved your team for this season.
So the argument I think they would make is that they're deeper at receiver than they are at safety. And so if you have an injury at receiver, you actually could withstand it. Now, my opinion is, I'm with you. I would have kept Keyshawn Boutte just as A.J. Brown insurance. I know you're
It's a
unhappy.
premium position.
I know you're unhappy. I know you don't want to be traded. I know you're in the last year of your rookie deal. You want a chance to make money this offseason. Sorry, but we need you, even if it's just to sit in the corner of the locker room and mope all year in case this guy who's going to be incredibly important to our offense and A.J. Brown ends up missing a game or two. Because we feel as though you play that position to such a level that, we'll be able to maintain our level offensively, maybe not to the same degree because A.J. Brown's clearly a better player, but Kayshon Boutte's shown that he's capable in this offense. And in that role, that X receiver role where you're playing on the outside and you're threatening the defense deep and you're able to make those types of plays. So I would have kept him. But they do have other guys. So even if they were to lose A.J. Brown, Mac Hollins is not a starter for them right now. He can play on the outside, and he's been a pretty valuable guy for them in the past.
He's a big target for him. What about Kyle Williams?
Kyle Williams is another one where I would say Kayshon Boutte is the better player right now than Kyle Williams, but Kyle Williams you've invested in. He's in his second year. He's a third-round pick. You don't want to get rid of him because you feel as though he has certain NFL caliber traits, namely his speed. And so you've invested in him for the foreseeable future, whereas Kayshon Boutte is not going to be around after this coming season. So I think the decision, in their eyes was kind of made for them. Once they acquired Dobbs, once they acquired Brown, they drafted Williams last year. There's only so many guys you can play on a regular basis, and for them, the A.J. Brown insurance thing that I'm bringing up and that you're bringing up, Fred, to them, they have it other places.
How do you scout a guy like Jalen Reed? Because this is a rare trade where it doesn't seem like anyone knows anything about Jalen Reed. I mean, he hasn't played a lot.
Right.
Is it just based entirely on college?
So he played 9 games last year, and he started a postseason game. And so, the Patriots played against him last year in that playoff game. So, yeah, but a lot of it for a guy who's played this number of snaps would be based on your pre-draft evaluation. And the pre-draft evaluation on Reed is a guy that Vrabel would like based on his play style. He's a big hitting safety. And now, does he fit their mold? He's kind of an interesting guy in that it looks like his best work is done kind of closer to the line of scrimmage. And generally speaking, in this Vrabel defense, they want guys who can play man-to-man and who can play deep and who are rangy. And he has good athleticism, but he's a bigger guy who likes to hit. And that was his MO coming out of Penn State, was that he was so aggressive at times, actually, that he would leave his team a little vulnerable deep in coverage. So he wasn't the most responsible safety, which at that position, not necessarily what you're looking for. But if you like to hit people hard, Mike Vrabel might like you. And so it seems as though they had a pretty positive pre-draft evaluation on Reed, and now they're giving him a shot. But he's a sick, let's be honest with what this trade is. Even though I would have kept Boutte, this is not going to make or break their season, in my opinion. Just talking to people in Houston, it doesn't sound like he's assumed to be a starter even there.
He's not better than Tank Dell. That's for sure.
They're not necessarily enamored with this guy. They don't feel as though they've gotten one over the Patriots, and this is this massive steal for them, even though they have a need at the position now, given that they've dealt with some injuries there recently. So it's sort of a mid to lower level kind of move. And Reed is kind of a mid to lower level kind of acquisition. And if you have an injury, maybe he ends up stepping up and playing a real role for you. But in all likelihood, he's not going to make a massive impact on this defense this year either.
Okay. Were you surprised by? I know you weren't surprised they traded Boutte, but when you saw the return, what was when you heard about it, your immediate reaction? Were you just in terms of? Were you surprised? Were you like, who's Jalen Reed and what did they do?
Well, I remember Reed from the draft. It's just this useless draft minutia that's just rattling around in my brain.
You remember Reed from the draft?
I wrote about him before the draft last year.
Yeah.
It's just,
of course,
yeah, man. Yeah, if you're a draft sicko.
6th-round draft pick.
I like the draft, but I can tell you,
my lord, Phil.
Once you got past that safety from Ohio State, I wasn't too informed on what was going on.
Yeah,
he was a second-team All Big Ten his junior year, and he remembers him.
All right. Well,
listen, John. Okay. I don't know what you want me to do in March, covering the NFL. It's all draft, baby. Okay. We write up about 150 players.
Color draft, me massively impressed, Phil.
That's just the job, man. Not everybody's cut out.
You'll get a Kyle Hamilton. You'll get that kid from Ohio State.
Sure.
Who's going to reinvent the position. If you're a non-premium player going high in the draft, oh boy, people love that. They really dig in.
My reaction was, though, it was I wouldn't have done it. That was my initial reaction.
It's just look, Booty is interesting because he played well last year, and it's not. Look, this is not like you said. It's not a make or break move, but they're in an interesting position because you're making moves to win now, but you do have these massive contracts on the horizon, and how you manage these things. But you weren't paying Booty anything, and if he's upset, he's really not in a position to do anything because.
Well, that was going to be my question. Like, how much of an issue was he going to be in the locker room if he was?
I don't think he was going to derail their season by bringing a bad attitude to the locker room. Yeah, no. So
isn't that counterproductive?
And he actually had done quite the opposite. I don't know how much you guys had listened to him over the course of this training camp. I think he's handled it really well. He's been honest in that he wants what's best for him, but he was never slighting anybody on the coaching staff and the front office, the other receivers that they had acquired. He had nothing but good things to say about A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs, even though the acquisition of those guys was necessarily going to mean he had a lesser role. So I thought he had handled it pretty well. And then about a week ago, he was asked about a potential trade again. He said, "Guys, I've kind of said everything I want to say on it. Let's move past this now." And I thought he was very professional about the whole deal. So I don't think there were many signs that he was going to be a pain over the course of the season. And even if he was, there are so many big personalities in there and more important guys in there now. I don't think it was going to be a major issue. So I don't see that as being the impetus for this move. I think they just saw, hey, we've got 7 receivers. We could use some depth at safety. They're dealing with an injury now to Craig Woodson. So, who knows how long that ends up keeping him out. We haven't seen him since that first joint practice against the Eagles. But we have depth at this one position. Let's try to deepen another, and that's what they've done.
Well, if they play the Texans in the playoffs and Booty goes off, boy, there will be a lot of finger wagging. I can tell you that. I will not sit back. All right, Phil's here. There is someone who's back practicing, and that person is Christian Gonzalez. Maybe now that joint practices are over, he's decided to come back. Maybe he is healthy. We can get a read on that contract. We can ask him how much of that game he could take. That happened on Saturday. I did not know it was happening.
He was forced to be there the entire time.
Right.
Radio broadcast.
No, I realized that. I just was asking how much of it he could take.
DeGennaro touchdown.
I didn't expect that since it's his job that he was not going to watch it.
Well,
I don't have really for me. I don't have to watch it because what am I going to get out of it?
Even so, I'm betting his mind wandered occasionally in the second half.
I think we were pretty open about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Both Bob and I.
Yeah.
Bob, the ultimate professional. Me, not as much.
All right. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and
Lorne Michaels wasn't around. That's very difficult to find too. Even on the Peacock app, the Ebersol years, and those are the Eddie Murphy years, and also the year that I feel is the best in Saturday Night Live history, the Martin Short, Christopher Guest, Billy Crystal, Harry Shearer year.
Yeah.
Is, I think, the best year of Saturday Night Live ever.
Synchronized swimming is where in your pantheon of little skits?
Of pre-taped skits?
Yes.
I mean, that's probably the best pre-taped skit. I really like Saturday Night Live, and I know it annoys people when I talk about it sometimes, but yeah, that was.
I haven't seen one better than that.
Well, they were struggling and they were going to cancel it, so they just go, we're going to get hired guns. We're just going to take guys that are established stars and put them on, and that's what they took 4, brilliant stars, and they put them on. And at the time they seemed old, but when it turns out they were like 32.
I know.
Because, Billy Crystal was supposed to be on the first episode of Saturday Night Live, but they cut him for time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're not angry at him. You're just pointing at him. Hey, you. Right. I know you. I know you.
Well, Christopher Guest made a cottage industry of like quasi-gay instructors.
Right.
I mean, Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah.
Which I still think is the best outside of Spinal Tap, which kind of stands on its own. Waiting for Guffman is better than Best in Show. I mean, it's phenomenal. But yeah, the character of Corky, I don't know that he would do again today quite that way.
Well, Waiting for Guffman is interesting because, like, I don't know if you asked me to do what Eugene Levy, like, just you said, here's this guy, play him.
Yeah.
Like, the way that he played him, I mean, that's brilliant. Like, you can't, like, I would never think of that. Like, I could do, like, a gay instructor, but I could never go, like,
you're going to be
kind of cuckoldy.
Yeah, you're going to be a dentist who wants to be in music.
Right. All right.
Oh, hi, Ridge. I could not tell.
Right. All right. Phil Perry is here. He's obviously very involved in this, the whole mid-'80s
Big fan of Waiting for
Live.
Guffman?
Big fan of improvisational movies.
That's a big blind spot for me.
Waiting for Guffman, Phil?
I sort of grew up with the Will Ferrell era.
Well, Anchorman is my favorite movie of all time.
Is it really?
Yes. Every time I watch it, I see something new, and I'm like, oh. I mean, just the boner scene. Like, I mean, it's
the pleats in the pants.
Just I mean, just he has a boner talking to her. I mean, that's every time I see that scene, I'm like, this is fantastic. Doesn't get much better than this. All right, Christian Gonzalez. Listen, it's preseason. Are you surprised he's practicing? I would not practice if I was him.
Stunned that he's taken the field once with all that money on the line.
Like I for one would not practice. I'm in the camp of not practicing in that situation. They even acknowledge it. I don't know if it was Vrabel. I think it might have been Vrabel. Was like this life-changing money. Like, this is a very difficult situation for him. What is your feeling on that?
Yeah. Listen, I would have done the same. I would not have practiced if I were him. But at the same time, I think there is an acknowledgement on the player's end, both for Gonzalez and for Devin Witherspoon, that you're under contract not only for this year, but for next year with the 5th-year option, the following year with the franchise tag. There's only so much sitting out you can do. So I think they're in a little bit of a hard spot in that sense. The team has real leverage over the players. And in Witherspoon's case, the Seahawks have a rule where they will not negotiate a new contract with you unless you're practicing.
Okay, so let's explore that because we've talked about that with Bert. That's fascinating to me because that's a rule that it just takes one guy to stop. I mean, you get a good enough receiver or a quarterback, and they go, I'm not. Well, it's probably not going to happen with quarterback, but you get a good enough receiver that's just like, I'm not going to practice. And you can let Justin Jefferson go,
right? Jackson Smith and Jigba,
right?
If he decided not to do it,
right? Exactly.
What are you going to do?
So that's I know they have that rule, but we'll see when that gets tested how firm they are. But you mentioned Witherspoon. You're not going to do it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Can't call for it.
Phil's already been played.
Can't call for it.
You didn't. The setup was all wrong.
Well, I was just going to give you the opportunity to take it if you wanted. He does this knife thing with the Witherspoon thing, but Witherspoon's signed now, and so like we were led to believe this was going to be, a Jahmyr Gibbs, that whole.
It was going to be a 1-2. It was going to be a 1-2 punch.
Let the dominoes fall,
and
Bijan Robinson. What was it? Bijan Robinson, Gibbs,
Jonathan Taylor,
and
Jahmyr
Jonathan
Gibbs.
Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, but that did not happen. So what's going on now?
I think the reason it hasn't happened is maybe twofold. So number one, Gonzalez is asking for more than Witherspoon, so it's not just like a change the names on the contract and contract's the same. And so the question is how much more. And I think a lot of people are assuming it's a significant amount more. That I don't know. I don't know the specifics of his ask.
Is that fair?
I think it's fair for him to ask for more.
Is it fair for him to get more in what way too? Like more in guaranteed money, more in like what?
So I think this is where the impasse is. I think it's more in every sense. I think it's more with every metric. And I think if you're the Patriots, you might look at it and say, you guys are essentially signing at the same time, and you are very similar players in terms of your level. They're different players in terms of their style, but in terms of their level, they're similar. And I think you could make an on-paper argument that Witherspoon is the better player. Witherspoon's made 3 Pro Bowls. Christian Gonzalez has made 1. They've both been a second-team All-Pro. Witherspoon's, I believe, was last year, and Gonzalez's was 2 years ago. Witherspoon's the higher pick. He was a top 10 pick. Gonzalez was more of a middle-round guy. And Witherspoon's played more. He's been more available. He's played 9 more games in the same number of seasons in 3 seasons. So I think if you're the Patriots, you're looking at it and saying, we love you. We think you are one of the best cornerbacks in football, and we want to pay you at the top of the market. I don't know if they're going to be comfortable giving him the number one fully guaranteed salary, the number one in terms of average per year, the number one in terms of most money over the course of the first 3 years of the contract. If in every single metric he's looking to be number one, I wonder if that's where the Patriots are saying, we're not going there, at least right now. And that might be why you're at loggerheads with this guy.
But can't Gonzalez, just from almost like a moral clause standpoint, demand more than the guy who's got the concealed weapons charge against him?
I didn't even. When was Witherspoon's concealed
No, with a
weapons
knife.
charge?
With a knife.
Wait, that didn't work.
It did work.
No, that didn't work at all.
This might be too early for
John. Did it work?
It was. I can see where Fred's coming
No,
from.
he
You had to go
didn't say
around.
Witherspoon.
He did say Witherspoon.
He said, when did he have that charge?
When did Witherspoon?
When did Witherspoon have the charge?
yeah.
No, with
So
a
with a
knife.
knife, yeah.
That doesn't work.
It
works enough.
kind of does.
No. It has to be he did something. Witherspoon, no, with a knife. It can't be, when did Witherspoon have a
It's
concealed
his
weapons
joke.
charge?
He can say it however he wants.
Well, no, you can't. A joke is a structured thing, a living organism.
I'm evolving the joke. I'm operating on different levels now.
Phil, you're the tiebreaker.
This isn't,
You're going to take John's advice from me.
This isn't Will Ferrell standing there with an erection type of humor. This is a little bit beyond you now.
Oh, okay. So it's a matter of me not getting it.
That's why it's completely over my head. I didn't get it at all.
The ask, though, and all these different reports about, escalators and wanting it to always remain a certain percentage of the salary cap and things like that. Do you know any of this to be true? Do you think any of it is egregious in terms of the ask?
I don't think the percentage of the cap thing is.
I don't even know how
I don't know if that's,
can you do
if
that?
that's what he's looking for.
Okay.
Has that been done?
No, I don't think so. And I think if it were to happen, it would be a quarterback who would be able to be the first one to make that happen.
Not only would it be a quarterback, it would be Drake May.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be, and I don't even
next year.
And I don't know if that's.
And by the way, do you think owners are going to be like, "Well done,
No.
let's start doing this"?
No.
We know the owners.
That would explain why the answer is no.
Well,
we're not going to do that
because they did. Because Kansas City did the thing with Mahomes where they said, look, you're part of the brand, right? So I guess Mahomes' deal was kind of because they didn't have to do anything. They were like, it was more of you're a part of the brand. You're not gonna. You are a chief. This is what we're doing. Is the way that it was explained to me. Is that it was even beyond football. It was we just want to get this. So. That's about as much as it can be done. Yeah, I don't know. you start, because believe me, I've said, I have from a personal standpoint said, let's just you cut me in on the revenue of this station. And then you want to figure that out? That's a complicated thing, my friend. You want to be part of the cap? And that doesn't seem. I wouldn't do that certainly with a cornerback, and I certainly wouldn't do it with Christian Gonzalez.
And I don't know if that was ever really part of his ask. I think my guy Tom Curran, NBC Sports Boston, reported that he didn't want a deal that was going to be obsolete in terms of where the cap was going. 6 months from now, it's going to shoot to a certain amount, and if his deal is such that 6 months from now he goes from being the highest paid corner to the third or fourth or whatever it is, depending on guys. Does Surtain get a new deal? Does he want to get something that's more reflective of his value in the market? Stingley in Houston, same way. He didn't want a deal that was going to be
all right,
looking not so great in a year's time.
Okay,
and I think that's fair.
No, because it's when your contract comes up. Because if I'm the Patriots, I'm like, then play. Then play for what you're making and risk it all. Like I'll make you the highest paid corner, and I won't do it sneakily. Like you'll be the highest paid corner with the highest guaranteed money and everything else. But you can't. What you're going to dictate now? Like what all pro corners make in 6 months from now? That's just the way the market goes.
Right.
And the cap goes up every year. But that's when your contract comes up. That would be a non-starter.
So here's why I say it's fair. I say it's fair for him to ask for it.
Yeah.
It's fair for him to ask to reset the market, which in many ways Witherspoon's contract did not. It really didn't. It was just an uptick in terms of things like average per year. Where Witherspoon reset things, I would say, was in that fully guaranteed number where he ended up with $59 million fully guaranteed at signing, which was $9 million over what Trent McDuffie got, who was the previous record setter when it came to that metric. That was an 18% increase from McDuffie to Witherspoon. That's resetting the market. That's a huge, going from 50 fully guaranteed at signing to 59. So if Gonzalez wants another 18% increase off that's unreasonable to me. Mm-hmm. If he wants 60 fully guaranteed or 61 fully guaranteed, and he wants an average per year that's closer to 34 than 33, like those to me would make sense. And if you're the Patriots, you probably just have to swallow hard and actually do it, because this guy means a lot to your defense. You're not going to be the same without him, and you don't want to have to get into a situation where, as you say, okay, well then go play and go earn your money. I think if you ask him to do that without giving him a new deal, then you might get what we just saw, which is a guy who gets a little banged up, whether it's in a practice or a game, and he ends up missing 2 weeks with something that really shouldn't keep him off the field. Because my understanding with this most recent thing with Gonzalez was, yes, he was dealing with something physically. Yes, he was a little banged up. Was it so bad that he wouldn't have been able to play in a regular season game had it been the regular season? No, it wasn't that bad.
He didn't want to play in joint practice. It's too much of a coincidence. But I don't think that's the situation you want to be in if you're the Patriots. But you were the speculation in that moment that we were talking about was he wanted something that was going to not be obsolete in 6 months, and that's out of everyone's hands. That's just, if you're Jamar Chase, you can't go back every single year and go, well, I'm better than X player and he got this. Well, that's not the way that you operate as a business. That particular scenario, I would just say, okay, you want to risk getting hurt and blowing up your career and not getting anything. You want to risk, cost yourself $90 million, whatever the hell you said, 51, whatever you said the guaranteed, but Witherspoon got 60. You want to jeopardize $60 million? Okay. I mean, how much do you want to play with this? I mean, there is an incentive to get this done for your own financial security.
No doubt.
So, I mean, that's the Patriots stand is that, we're willing to do all this and, we'll see how far you can go. But my goodness, I don't know how comfortable I am leaving $60 million on the table of money that's going into my pocket right then.
No.
Because
I'd be real nervous, especially now they brought in help in the secondary and Jalen Reed breathing down your neck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Reed, big hard-hitting kid from Penn State.
That's right.
I just brought him up. Big interception against Michigan State his junior year.
Phil knows all about it. He wrote about it.
He knew about him coming out of college.
And
remembers that.
It's like 80 words. Yeah.
How much you get
I'm
a
not going to
word?
pretend to have done
How much
the biography on the guy, but
all right, very good. Thank you, Phil. We appreciate the time.
You're welcome.
We thank you for coming in very early. This is, there are more listeners at 7 than at 9. Did you know?
I love it. I did not
that?
know that, but I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, it all falls apart at 9.
That's honestly how it felt when I was in here at 9.
Yeah. We were
felt like it was all crumbling down.
kind of
around
coasting.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah. We could get into the whole DC music scene. We could do the whole thing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shut up, John. I'm kidding.
Happy to do that.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox beat Miami 4-2.
Let me introduce y'all to the wild side.
Good instrumental, though.
No, not necessarily.
Annie was a high school cheerleader. Pom-poms and bobby socks, and no girl was sweeter. Pom-pom, everybody was
What's also odd about this song is that, like, the original Walk on the Wild Side is the same premise. Like, he's taking a song where Lou Reed essentially, like, does a Lou Reed version of rapping about people's lives and says, take a walk on the wild side. So he samples the song and also the topic of the song. All right, just stop. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I wonder what had to happen for him to get that record deal. Remember, when I was on BCN, it was a great bit that was, I can't believe how lazy it was, but we would just say, if you know a celebrity, like, call in. And we had a relationship with a guy from the Funky Bunch, one of the Funky Bunch.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a real good guy. I can't remember his name. But I'm like, out of all the musicians, like, you got that Calvin Klein underwear ad, like, right away and got that record deal. Like, like, why you? You know, like you're like a muscular kid, hairless muscular kid.
Dolphin.
Yeah. Like, why'd you get the record deal? Like, there's a lot of guys that could have done what you did. Like, you got the Calvin Klein thing and the record deal right away.
Supremely talented. I don't know.
Your brother was in that whole boy band world of weirdness. Like, I feel bad for him. Like, my daughter said, would you go see Justin Bieber? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, because she's like, I want to see the Jonas Brothers. I'm like, I'm not going. That's where I draw the line. I'm not going to the Jonas Brothers. You don't like them. I'm like, there's no way you like them. First of all, they're too old. You don't like them. And she kind of admitted that. And she's like, well, would you see Justin Bieber? I said, yeah, I feel sorry for him. I mean, I feel sorry.
I want to give him some money.
He was in Diddy's camp, like, as like a 14-year-old. That can't be good. So, yes, I would not feel bad about paying money to take my daughter to see Justin Bieber. I figure the kid's paid his dues, you know?
Do you stay for the whole shows? I know I've asked you this before, but I can't remember what you said.
Yes, I do, because I wouldn't do that. I can't do that to my daughter. And also, that's one of the magical things about going to Detroit.
Well,
it doesn't matter,
right? If you're only seeing shows there, I mean, I've taken my kids to shows at the Garden, and no, we do not stay for the whole show.
So I'm going to Olivia Rodrigo at the Garden, which was not cheap, and that's in October. But that's one that my daughter will cry at. So that's like that's a stay for the whole thing. That's the big thing. If you take your daughter to the show and they cry. That's like you're like, I win as the parent. I'm the best parent.
Because you made your daughter cry?
It's a happy tears of that will never be experienced again. It's a very teenage girl thing. It's happy tears. If
you never took your daughter to a concert.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I took her to see The Who. She loved it.
And she went, who?
She's never asked
who's
you.
the old pedophile on guitar?
She never asked you to go to Olivia Rodrigo or anything like that?
She went with her friends before I had a chance to take her to any of the. And I think Marcy took her to a show or two, but the only show I took her to myself was The Who.
So I like taking her to shows, but it is like a bit of a gamble because you'll get to an A Boogie with the Hoodie, where you'll go, oh no, was a huge waste of time. Yeah. Or Bruno Mars, for that matter. And Kendrick Lamar. Stadium shows, man, you got to be something else. Like, Bruno Mars is a great performer. He can't play a stadium. It's too much. There was a whole, it was an act in 3 parts, and one of them was when he goes up with the other guy, and they do like kind of like a temptation situation. You knew the name of it.
Silk
before.
Sonic?
Yes. And I'll tell you, I bet you if you saw it in Vegas, you'd be like, wow, this is real.
I think Bruno Mars is coming to Gillette in the next couple of weeks.
He is. And my ex-wife is taking my daughter, and they got front row seats, and I don't want to be a dick, but I'm like, that's like, you don't want front row seats to a stadium show. You know why? It's because you miss the whole spectacle is designed to fill, and you're going to miss it all because you're right there.
I think my daughter is going to see Harry Styles tomorrow night in New York.
I saw Harry Reams one time in Times Square in New York.
Same thing.
Yeah. It was tremendous. He was a real goofball. So she likes Harry Styles. Now, is he? What's he playing? Where is he playing?
Madison Square Garden.
Oh, she's going to Madison Square Garden. That's kind of cool.
I think she's going tomorrow night with her friends from school.
Oh, that's cool. Huh. I like that. But yeah, if you go to the show with your daughter and then they start like bursting into tears because when you're 20, you don't do that. It's a very specific like thing for like girls, probably 12 to 16. Like you get that where like they'll cry, like the
emotion of seeing
this person that means so much to them. They'll actually burst out in tears, and that I'm like, I'm the best. I'm here, right? So this buys me a lot of bad parenting. That's the way I look at it.
I don't know that you're getting any credit in her mind or heart.
Let me have it. Let me have it.
If you want to think that you're getting credit for it, that's fine. But no, it's about the performance.
I think
not
it makes
about
up
you.
for the entire divorce. That's my whole strategy with it. Right? Is that like, yeah, you lived through the divorce, but look at this. We're at the concert now.
It makes up for you telling her that the divorce was her fault.
No, stop. She's still a kid. I got to draw the line at that joke. She's still a child.
I stand by it.
All right.
That and Witherspoon. Two solid jokes.
No. I'm not saying it wasn't funny.
All you do is
I'm not saying I'm not saying
That's all you do.
I'm not saying it wasn't funny. I'm just saying that like we gotta.
It's already done.
We got to keep.
I'm not taking it back.
Unless Ryan dumped it, it's out there, man.
Certain line.
Nick, make a video.
No, Nick, do not make a video of that, please. That's the one thing she'll see, and it was not her fault by any stretch of the imagination. Just to get that on the record, it was. Let's just say it's all my fault. Okay, and we'll move on. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right, here's where I admit something.
the backhand and score. Two-hand slam.
Boston's home for sports.
I love this team.
98.5, the Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Anthony Siegler's RBI triple in the top of the ninth inning snapped a 2-2 tie, and the Red Sox went on to win their fourth in a row, 4-2 in Miami over the Marlins last night. Mickey Gasper added 2 hits, including an RBI double, and Ranger Suarez walked 4 guys and hit 2 others, but only allowed 1 run in 5 innings of work. Sox are 2.5 games behind the Yankees for the top wild card in the American League. Peyton Tolley will pitch in Miami tonight. As for the Patriots, they shipped wideout Keyshawn Boutte to Houston yesterday. In return, they got safety Jalen Reed and a 7th-round draft pick. They also went through their first practice of the week yesterday. Christian Gonzalez was out there. Travion Henderson, though, had to leave early after slipping and falling during the workout. The team will be on the field again this afternoon. They'll fly to Cleveland on Wednesday. Patriots have also signed free agent veteran punter Matt Hawk after Bryce Behringer was injured last weekend. Getting back to Cleveland, the Browns have named Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback. San Francisco 49ers team owner Jed York pled no contest to a pair of charges in Ohio yesterday, this after being arrested on suspicion of engaging in prostitution. Sports Hub headlines are proudly brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Kids eat free the day after the Red Sox win, like today. Get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. You gotta love the Nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Diving effort. He's got a breakaway. To the backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot.
The Sports Hub.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub on YouTube. When we were on vacation, Pat McAfee released a album, and I don't know anything about it, actually. I can't imagine it's very good.
Well, The Diary of a Polarizing Figure is the name of the album. It is a 14-track country rock album. It's got some rap. It's got some country.
I mean, he is the most polarizing figure.
He is.
He's really someone who is setting the standard of, he is the Howard Stern of the 2000s.
Why is he leaning into this? Why is he releasing statements about him being hated just for existing and naming his album this way? And I don't understand what he's looking for.
So
there.
his career started at Barstool, and when Portnoy, I talked about this yesterday, but there was a clip online of Portnoy. Felger, I thought very, very giftedly, asked Portnoy, like, what is it with McAfee? And Portnoy wasn't doing shtick. He wasn't doing like the wrestling thing. And he was talking as a very talented evaluator of talent. And he said he appeals to non-educated people, like Hicks, like real dumb people. and there's, I guess, a value in that. Now, if I'm an advertiser, I don't know how enthralled I am with getting, like, I'm not talking about economic standards. I'm talking about like real stupid people. And I guess that's,
well, I don't know
the value.
Maybe he's trying to expand his audience because, again, this is built on 20 years of the notes that he has kept, lyrics that he's written, bars, as he has once described it, as he's come up with, and then Jelly Roll encouraged him to do this project, and then hooked him up with Ernest, the producer and singer.
If you think McAfee and Jelly Roll, they did a twin situation where there was no woman involved, and they were able to make a baby between the two of them. What's the IQ coming out of that thing?
But he has now put together this 14-track album. Fred, if you haven't had a chance to listen to much of it, there's a track right there for you. This one is called Pitbull and a Mugshot.
Oh, good.
Wake up in the morning, smoking coffee, no cream. Scroll the feed, see some tweets on some crazy.
He looks at feet?
Feeds.
Oh. Oh, this is, if I'm a blue-collar guy in Alabama, I mean, I can relate to this. I mean, getting up and having to look at your feed.
Yes.
Is not he's not feeding cattle, not the feed of cattle. He has the tremendous stress of looking at his feed from sports fans,
which is a healthy way to go about things. By all means, wake up in the morning. First thing you do is look at your mentions to see who is speaking ill of you.
And this is like Bob Marley, facing that crowd where he could have been assassinated in Jamaica in that famous concert.
Very brave.
This is the same thing. This is this is Black Flag. Playing with a 25 police cars in front, in cops in riot gear. What a martyr Pat McAfee is. You know what? Just start cutting yourself. I mean,
you wake up in the morning and just drink coffee. He drinks coffee and looks at Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, like don't get this out through the album. Find a way of self-mutilation to get rid of to cope with these problems. Imagine a public figure in the age of the social media having to look at it. He gets to swear. And he fought for that honor to swear. Ugh. And it's not him that bothers me. It's the people that like him that bother me. And if you if you're Steven Zolak and you like crap, and wouldn't this
you have no taste? Think of somebody with no taste. So
wouldn't this even make you cynical? Like that there is a formula that Jelly Roll has access to.
I will go on a limb and say even Zoe doesn't like this.
Okay, because but even wouldn't it make you go like, ooh, I wonder if Jelly Roll is really doing anything? Like, does that matter anything to you that the artist of the art that you're consuming has an actual role in it in some way? Like even Frank Sinatra, you talk to jazz guys, like Frank Sinatra takes someone else's song and the phrasing and the way that he did it, like it was so unique and made it its own. Anyone, even if I don't like it, at least the guy sat down and even if he didn't write the song, there was some part of his personality that goes into it.
McAfee's doing nothing.
No, it's just
nothing.
But this by nature means that Jelly Roll doesn't do it. You understand? These guys all get in a room in Nashville and they have a whiteboard. I'm not kidding. A whiteboard, and there's a group of salaried writers, not based on they get percentage points on the song, but they are paid a salary to write these songs.
Wake up in the morning, smoking coffee, no cream. Scroll the feed, see some tweets or some crazy ass scenes. Trying to get to some money with our Powerball dreams. Cause when bills start stacking, we all feel the heat.
No, you don't have. What do you need the Powerball for?
He's got a $100 million contract.
What the hell is he even talking about?
He's every man that hit the lottery.
So everyone, his version of blue collar America is that they wake up and they start looking what people said about them on the internet.
I didn't say it was perfect logic. I'm just trying to kind of hack my way through it with a machete to figure it out.
I guess housing and food would be my first inclination.
We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ain't Karens need go back where they came from.
Did he say Karens?
I don't know.
I lost track. I couldn't understand that.
Cause we living, baby. We gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I gotta.
Huh? Spark up? What the hell is he talking about?
Are there liner notes to anyone with lyrics?
We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the Aunt Karens need go back where they came fro. Cause we living, baby. We gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady.
He wrote this, and this is what he had to express.
Well, this is what he's been journaling for years.
All
right, are we all done? So the reviews are in. So we've constructed a little exercise here.
Get the hell out the way.
Is it a Pat McAfee review, or a? God damn it, that isn't Pat McAfee.
What? So that is
You're
the
the
game,
Pat
John.
McAfee of reading.
Oh my God!
You are to reading what McAfee is to music.
No, let's do the cleaned up version.
Get the hell out the way.
Is it a Pat McAfee review or a review for something completely different?
That isn't Pat McAfee.
There we go.
Now I understand the concept of this.
That's okay. So that's the nailed version. So I will read you an excerpt of a review.
Okay.
You have to tell me whether or not is it a review of the Pat McAfee album, or is it a review of something else and what that something else might be. Okay?
Yeah.
We will begin. Genuinely, anyone who consumes this. Genuinely, who the F consumes this? This S might go down as the worst ever. Is that a review of Pat McAfee or something else?
Pat McAfee.
It's like the worst album ever.
Genuinely, who the F consumes this?
That I agree with.
This S might go down as the worst ever.
Sure, it seems like it's leading, but I'm still going to say Pat McAfee.
Do not recommend on any circumstances, so please stay clear.
No, I think it might be actually something that's like a something that you ingest.
Fred, you are correct.
The head is achy, breaky heart.
That is the review of
Arby's. We have
herpes.
From Trustpilot and the reviewer Finn. Genuinely, who the F consumes this might go down as the worst ever. Do not recommend this crap on any circumstances, so please stay clear. That is a review of Arby's.
No,
okay.
Pat McAfee's album is not the worst album of all time.
Okay, how about this one? A train of diarrhea and disappointment.
Well, no, that's not Pat McAfee, because who would be disappointed?
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. That's not Pat McAfee.
Well, shame on the reviewer for being disappointed.
Okay.
SB Nation calls it a train of diarrhea and disappointment.
Huh.
I get the D thing. You're going diarrhea and disappointment, the alliteration, but I don't. You're disappointed? What you expected big things?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be really, really good.
Does he say achy breaky heart?
The head is achy, breaky heart.
It's almost this like getting your back up. Like I'm so dumb. Like I'm so dumb. Like I like the worst things. Like that makes me in some way. I'm throwing it all in your face. But if you're truly this stupid, it doesn't work on any level.
How about this one? This is laughably bad. There could not be a better monitor of the decline of civilization.
That's Pat
McAfee. Hell yeah.
I cherish each breath every God bless day.
No, that is the Asa H review on Rotten Tomatoes of Young Washington.
Oh, that's not fair.
This is laughably bad, except the shockingly high ratings and positive reviews, which give one pause. There could not be a better monitor of the decline of civilization.
Oh no, that's someone with an agenda. I saw that movie. That movie's not good, but it's not like offensively bad. Jimmy, go ahead.
So I'm sorry if this is something that you guys have been alerted to already, but last week you'd be very proud of Callahan and Ryan Johnston because they were sharing the mics on your guys' show with Andy Hart, who was professing his genuine enjoyment of the Pat McAfee songs, and it was. I could just imagine you guys like listening to not that you would listen on your days off, but hearing this and losing your mind that someone on your show would actually enjoy this music. But to Callahan's credit, he was just muffling and trying to put that flame out as quickly as Andy was trying to ignite it. So I wish you guys could hear the audio.
I don't believe that Andy Hart liked it. I think he was just trying to be contrarian. I don't believe that he liked that. I don't believe anyone does. Adolfo has texted. He says, modern country is white people rapping. Yeah, so we've discussed this.
Yeah.
Modern country is for people that want to listen to rap but hate black people. And except for the good ones. You know,
he's one of the good ones.
He's one of the good ones. Like that Darius Rucker. Now, listen, he wears an old beat-up South Carolina.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah. Like, if you wanted to listen to rap music, you could just listen to rap music. Even white guys rapping. I don't know why it has to be under the guise of being a country song. I think rap has gotten to the place where anyone can do it. If you're good at it, you're good at it. You could just listen to rap. I don't know why it has to be about a pickup truck.
I refuse to believe that real human beings chose to be a part of this because all of it has the stench of soullessness and perfectly manufactured stupidity.
Oh, yeah. That's
Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Get the hell out the way.
That is right. That is from albumoftheyear.com and their review of the McAfee album.
And that's kind of my point is that, like, if you are a musical artist that's involved in this, you're exposing yourself as being someone who is, basically using an algorithm, a formula to make your music, right? If you help on this, it's the most cynical thing of all time. Like you by proxy are someone with zero talent. You're part of a machine that cranks this crap out. People realize that this is how that's a problem, right? Like this willful stupidity, like almost defiant stupidity.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand how it's appealing.
How about this one?
And it's so corporate too. Like it's not even something that's like flinging it in the face of anyone. It's not like speaking truth to power or to like corporation. It's just part of like garbage churned out by billionaire people. It's the most cynical thing in the world. Go ahead.
All right. Is this McAfee album review or review of something else? Only reason I gave 1 star is because there isn't an option for negative ratings.
Well, I mean, that could be anything.
Not Pat McAfee.
I'll say that's Pat McAfee.
Not.
Stirred another pot today.
No, that is...
You know what? It's F you. You talk about sports, you stupid idiot.
1 star.
Or you show up, people got mad at you because you were at the plane where the president got off. What a fighter for, like, you're friends with the president. What trouble you'll get in for that, you a-hole.
1 star because there isn't an option for negative ratings. That's from Kit on Google Reviews and a review of a tavern on Nantucket. So, there we go.
Oh, boy.
Well, that'll show that place.
Oh, wow.
Tragedy, dirt, stench, covered in feces. Everything is so disgusting.
Oh, yeah. That's about adult film I enjoy. That was a 5-star review. No, I think I don't think that's Pat McAfee.
That is Pat McAfee.
No, it's not, John.
The Blue Collar Symphony.
That's a review of the bathroom in a hotel room at the Excalibur in Las Vegas.
Okay.
He's a blue collar. That's a blue collar symphony. Because if you're blue collar, you're devoid of any brain, apparently, according to Pat McAfee.
Finally, it does indeed walk the line between stupid and clever. The grim specter of death is coming for us all, and you never know when it will get here.
I'm saying no.
Pat McAfee.
Can you put that in context for me?
It does indeed walk the line between stupid and clever. The grim specter of death is coming for us all, and you never know when it will get here. That is the awful announcing review of the Pat McAfee album.
How many tracks are on this epic piece of work?
14.
Oh, my God.
Well, it could have been 100. I mean, it could have been 1,000. It could have been 1,000,000. It's just the endurance he has of saying the words.
I know, but I'm looking at it from the reviewer's point of view. If someone is seriously going to review this thing, they have to sit there and listen to 14 tracks.
But what's interesting about it is that it literally could be like an infinite. It's just his ability to stand in front of a microphone. Like anything, like lyrically or musically, can just be churned out at like like Doritos. Like, I mean, it's just like a processing plant of crap.
Yeah.
Get the hell out the way.
Is it a Pat McAfee review or a review for something completely different that isn't Pat McAfee?
Like something willfully dumb that was just like flying in the face of convention. You could make like, oh, wow, that's like kind of like funny or different. This guy is employed by Disney. He's like friends with everyone in the government. Big rebel. Big rebel. He's friends with the government. Just like if you're friends with everyone that's in charge of everything, you're friends with Disney, you're friends with everyone in charge of everything. There couldn't be more of a paint by numbers, play by the rules guy than Pat McAfee. But he's this big rebel. No, big rebels get in trouble. Like real trouble. Not internet trouble. Like real trouble. Like Stern was in real trouble all the time with the government. Real trouble.
This guy's a rebel. You just don't understand what rebellion is.
So I cherish each breath every God bless day.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, there you go. So that exists now. Cleveland has made a choice at quarterback, and we have a very interesting individual who covers the team that is going to tell us how this is going to go. People are saying it's very good that Cleveland's got 2 road games to start the season because, which speaks well of the,
it's
the chances.
It's going to help with their timeline for what they're going to do. So
yeah, well, we'll see. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
All right, if you've been hurt in a car accident at work or in a slip and fall, you got to get glad.
I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And, yeah, just move on.
I did find it interesting that people got on Deshaun Watson for that. I would not like it if people booed me either.
And then he apologized for it.
Yesterday, yep.
I don't know what you got to apologize for. You don't. They're booing you. Like,
hard to alienate a fan base that doesn't like you already.
Cheering when you got injured.
Yeah, like what do you want the guy to do? Like, yeah, I didn't like it. They booed me when I got hurt. What do you expect them to go like? I'll change their minds. Yeah. You just wait, guys. Irie Harris covers the Browns for the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Irie, hello. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing?
Good. What did you think? I mean, what do you think of my opinion? I don't know what people expected Deshaun Watson to. I mean, he's asked about people booing him. It didn't seem outrageous to me that he didn't like it. What was your take on that?
He is entitled to his opinion. I think as far as it's subjective because what he was saying was not entirely wrong, but it also indicated, I'd say, a lack of self-awareness, even putting aside the off-the-field actions, just in simply his play not living up to the expectations of the contract he was given a few years back when arriving in Cleveland. It just all makes it an even bigger mess, really.
Right.
So I'm sorry. Is that what you think the root of it is, Irie? There's like no contrition. There's no like personal responsibility or I guess accountability, because I think maybe that's giving like the fan base a little too much credit. I still think it's this call for Shedeur Sanders and maybe instead of them booing him or cheering when he gets injured, it's not so much about his lack of accountability as much as they want someone else in there.
Well, it's a mixture of everything. I don't believe it's just one singular thing. It's fans seeing the higher management of their favorite team during a time in which it seemed the team was rising upward for the first time in who knows how long for this franchise, seeing a quarterback with the baggage he's carrying, though he was good when playing in Houston, giving him all this money, expecting him to live up to it, to which they can put aside the off-the-field actions if he lives up to the contract. 4 years later, that hasn't happened. So it's really a mixture of everything, and them really wanting to see anybody but Deshaun at the quarterback position.
Oh, I get that, and I get booing him. I just, when you're asked if you got booed, I just am like, it's like when you make fun of someone and they don't like you, it's like, yeah, you don't like me, I made fun of you, you know?
What would you prefer? What would you prefer how maybe it would have gone and maybe how fans would have received it after? What would you have advice on how to feel about it after he said those things?
Well, no, I don't begrudge the Cleveland. If I was a Cleveland fan, I would not like Deshaun Watson at all. And I would not like the organization for signing him. It was obviously a huge mistake. But if you ask a guy about my whole point, it's just semantics. It's just like if the crowd's booing you and you go, did you like it? And they're like, no, then, that's just kind of like, it just is kind of an obvious thing to me. No, I don't begrudge the Cleveland fans. I'd boo them too. I mean, yes, I would hate it. Of course, I wouldn't like it at all. But here we are. He's the starter. And it's good, Irie, when people are saying it's good that the first two Cleveland games are on the road. Because that seems that there's a lot of hope for this working out. Why was Deshaun Watson, in your opinion, named the starting quarterback for Cleveland?
Per the wording of Todd Monken believes that Watson is the best choice for Jacksonville September 13th. And possibly moving forward afterwards, and it gives him the best chance to score when moving downfield. And even he said that Deshaun being the epicenter of their communication within the offensive unit. All around us, Monken saying, hey, when looking at the body of work of our training camp, Watson gives us the best chance to win.
Well, having said that, though, I think Cleveland has a primetime game. I think it's week 4 against Pittsburgh. Is Deshaun Watson going to be the starting quarterback when that game comes around?
That's a very good question. We would have to see because he was going to have to produce in weeks 1, 2, and 3 to retain that job. If that's the process of how they're going about it, that'll be a very interesting situation if he is, because then that'll be the only game on, I think, right? That Thursday night game. So all eyes in the NFL world are going to be on them to see why did Monken choose you to be the starting quarterback. What do you have to show us within this prime time game? So we can only wait and see.
All right, you're around like the practices. Is Shedeur Sanders that bad? Was Deshaun Watson that good?
Because Sanders outperformed him in the last preseason game.
Yeah, but not in the first one, right? Is it just they both suck? What's going on over there with the Shedeur Sanders? His role in this whole thing?
Yeah, I'm around everything, the practices, press conference that of course comes with the job. Putting aside the infamous QB tracker that I'm sure has gone viral on the internet, just within my eyes and my personal opinion, Shedeur has been more consistent. He has had really good days. There have been times where there's been bad moments, but he's been a little more consistent compared to Deshaun. Deshaun has had really good days. There have been a few days where he was on fire and really seen me coming back to his old self and working off the rust. But you can balance that with the really bad days that he would have, and passes that would just make you scratch your head, right? Just passes that are looking more so aimed towards a reporter catching up than his own teammate.
Man.
So when you figure those out, I personally would give Shedeur the edge. But then again, we're only seeing so much. Maybe there's some that Monken is seeing from Deshaun that he feels more comfortable with compared to his second-year quarterback.
And by the way, Dylan Gabriel is sitting there, and he says, I was taken ahead of Shedeur Sanders.
He was decent for a couple of weeks last year.
And now my name's not even being mentioned. So Dylan Gabriel is not even a factor in any of this anymore.
Right now, he's just there. And all Dylan Gabriel can do is produce and stay ready. I mean, really, yeah, because like you said, he was ahead of Shedeur. At least that's how it was supposed to be. And they really just, in a way, traded lives. The tables turned. So now they've switched places. Shedeur's the one getting first and second team reps, possibly starting, while Dylan Gabriel is at the bottom, towards the bottom of the totem pole, just having to work his way up. That's really the best thing that he can do right now, and just be ready. This is the Browns we're talking about, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. They love quarterbacks, and the more the merrier for them.
Yeah,
You just have to stay ready.
They love bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, so I mean, to that end, I think they have 2 first-round picks next year. Are they just? This seems to be a pretty good indicator. They don't have their franchise quarterback. They're going to go get another quarterback in the next draft.
That is what has been indicated. There has been a long-standing rumor as far as the Browns looking to somehow get their ticket for the Arch Manning sweepstakes. There is the long-standing connection between the Haslam's, the Tennessee connection with them and the Manning. So you just have a bunch of these different coincidences coming up, and that was indicated right now. But then again, nothing has been confirmed. They're not going to sit there and tell us, yes, we're going to take for Arch Manning. You see it, we understand. That's not going to happen right now. But as far as we can go, we can just go and take up the hands and indicate so like we are right now.
All right. Well, look, I envy you working for the Plain Dealer for that Week 3 home game. That is going to be a whole scene. You'll get a lot of readers that day, my friend, because who knows what will be going on. You're covering the circus down there. Irie Harris, Cleveland Plain Dealer, thank you so much for the time, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right, there you go. There is Irie. Irie, fan of the show or something. He wanted to come on.
Yeah, good.
But the thing is that that is like an unmitigated disaster.
It doesn't have to be, though. I mean, teams have gotten out from bad contracts. The 49ers did it twice.
Yeah, but when you double down on quarterbacks in a draft while you have this guy and they both suck.
Yeah, 49ers got lucky at the end of that, at getting Brock Purdy. I mean, Cleveland has never been lucky. Cleveland has drafted poorly and never been lucky in the later rounds like San Francisco was.
It's just preparation meeting opportunity, John. That's all luck is.
Well, I'll tell you this, is I don't know how much luck's involved, because I bet you if Brock Purdy, there's no way if Brock Purdy went to Cleveland, he'd still be in the NFL. A 7th-round pick?
Yeah, you have a point.
No, you get into Kyle Shanahan's offense and you can operate in it. There's a huge advantage.
Bad how many times have they turned over that organization and they're bad across the board?
Okay, so
each time.
Sam Darnold is an example of, and the Jets play Tennessee in week 1, and Saleh is the guy that said Darnold's not our guy. I mean, it's, you get into an organization that sucks. And Darnold was a guy that all the reporters were like, he's great. He's a great kid. He's physically incredibly gifted.
Yeah.
There's no reason he can't. Now the kid's got a Super Bowl. I mean, you just get into these terrible organizations and everything falls apart. It's such a difficult position that you need everything around you. You need some guy. I mean, what do you think the chances are the first round pick by the Rams ends up being a good quarterback?
The second guy, Ty Simpson.
Yeah, Ty Simpson.
Yeah. Who apparently lit it up.
He did. He lit it up.
Yeah.
The chances of him succeeding seem relatively high, like being like a Brock Purdy type, like not like, being like a top 15 quarterback.
It's funny, too, because he was considered a massive reach when the Rams drafted him. But, you're right. You get him into the right situation. His skill set fits what we're trying to do, and away you go. Yep.
So there you go. All right. So we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox beat the Miami Marlins down in South Florida last night 4-2. Sox scored twice in the top of the ninth inning to break up a 2-2 tie. Chad Tracy's starter Ranger Suarez went 5 innings, allowed only 1 run, even though he was uneven for most of it. Red Sox have won 4 in a row. Peyton Tolley faces the Marlins tonight. Patriots went through their first practice of the week yesterday. Christian Gonzalez out there as a full participant. Travion Henderson, though, had to leave early. The team will be back out there this afternoon. They'll fly to Cleveland on Wednesday. They also traded wideout Keyshawn Boutte to Houston for safety Jalen Reed in a 7th-round pick and signed veteran free agent punter Matt Hawk after Bryce Behringer was injured during their preseason win over Philadelphia. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Fantasy Spin app, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy, combining the thrill of virtual slots with the skill of drafting your favorite lineup. Download the Fantasy Spin app now and play for cash or try it for free. Must be 21 plus. Terms apply. Visit fantasyspin.com for details and responsible gaming resources. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Hardy, and I'm very happy to be able to talk to you about Delpreet Home Improvements because I know how legit they are. And it's not just because...
BR, Toucher, and Hardy, Tyler Milliken's cousin's back. He doesn't look like Tyler Milliken's cousin anymore. Where's the chain? Are you wearing a chain? Yeah, you got it on. But he was kind of ahead of things because after I made fun of his chain, all of a sudden Mark Zuckerberg coming out on these like meta calls with his sweet gold chain on over his black T-shirt.
Okay. There's something going on with his hair that wasn't happening before. He's just got a big mop of hair. That,
Did he have a hat on all the time? Is that why we didn't notice it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's pointing at you, John, and that you nailed it.
Yeah.
He's just got a big mop of hair that's just kind of like sitting there. Do you have that cut by a professional? Is that a barber who does that?
Maybe it's his cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's Tyler Milliken's cousin's cousin.
You look good. You're a good-looking kid. It's just, you got all
Let's
that
not go
hair.
crazy.
I'm jealous of his, his youthful
exuberance.
The hair that he's got there. It's like you do a little something with it, couldn't you?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And have you ever thought about maybe styling it at all?
I used to have it. Well, we don't want to go too far in this. I used to have it really, really long down to like shoulder length, and I used to braid it and put it back like way back when,
Like a French braid?
No, like a single braid up the middle. Like,
well, that's like a French braid,
I guess
right?
so. I don't know. I mean, I don't know
braided
braid
your
types.
hair?
I didn't do it.
Really?
You kidding me? I wasn't the one doing that. No, someone else would do it for me.
Yeah, it was one of his camp.
Are there any photos of that?
I can get you a photo.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I would like to see that too. What was the inspiration for that? Like, who was the person that you went, oh, I like that?
Literally no one. I was
really
so during like the whole COVID thing, we couldn't get haircuts, and so I just kind of grew it out. And I always loved my hair being long. I had really long hair when I was a kid, and I cut it all off when I was like in 4th, 5th grade. And then I just loved it, and I wanted to grow it back out again.
Families.
And then
real neglectful.
And then my mom got like the beard trimmers and just get sides, and it was gone.
Yeah,
So-
I get shaving your head. I did too during COVID, but I don't understand the braid. But there you go. Well, Tyler Milliken's cousin is certainly an individual. Thank you, Tyler.
he's the person who is here.
What's going on, Freddie? How are you?
Do you regret that phone call that you made?
Yes, he obviously.
Of course.
I'm not going to bust his balls about that. That was everyone gets a mistake.
Let's do it personally in the post show meeting instead of on the air. Let's really give him what for.
Let's give him a mulligan on that one. Nick put a photo of us with Joe Lazan, who's in this bare knuckle fighting event. I thought he was a great guest yesterday. I really did, and I'm going with my son and his friend to this bare knuckle thing. And he put the picture up, and people were like, a couple of people were like, "Oh, well, Fred, you rip on MMA," and it's like, yeah, like I don't like the MMA, but I will tell you this: is that Joe Lazan started doing this stuff in 2002. That's not my point. Is that I have stated this many times, is that if you did jiu-jitsu 20 years ago, that's great. And I'm sure it's like a worthwhile activity. My point is that, and I said it to him. I said it right here in the room with him. What do you feel about now, like every a-hole billionaire, like this is their activity, and he owns gyms.
Yeah.
And he still was like, look, if you're a blue belt like Jonah Hill, you put a lot of work in, and that's like 2 years of hard work. But you're not doing anything with it.
But he also said there are 15-year-old girls who work out at his gym that would destroy Jonah Hill.
Right. And, I like Joe Lazan, like in a bar fight, wins.
To me, that
Jonah Hill does not win in the bar fight.
And to me, that was the true folly of what Jonah Hill said, especially when you're talking about something like jiu-jitsu or martial arts. I remember my grandfather saying this to me like years and years ago when, I thought I was going to be a karate kid. And he said, there's always someone who knows more than you. And for Jonah Hill or anyone else to start spouting off and puffing their chest out about their expertise in martial arts, it's like the silliest, most ignorant thing in the world. There's someone real close by who is better at it than you are, and it's not like being better at ping pong or being better at gin rummy. No, there are serious consequences when you start lipping off about how you can fight, and someone will take you up on that.
It's funny that you mentioned that because yesterday there was like a clip of Stern with Joe that Chuck Zito on, like the ex-Hell's Angel guy.
Oh, he was with Stern. I know that guy.
Yeah. So Stern had him on, and he was talking about how Jean-Claude Van Damme like mother effed him, and Zito was like, "All right, let's go." And Zito's telling of it is that Van Damme, like, you know, who's like an incredibly gifted martial artist, like got in like some kind of stance and Zito just like knocked him out. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. And look, Joe Lazon beat everyone up. This is what he does for a living. Like he wins the bar fight. But my point is exactly what Hardy just said. Is like when you're inviting violence upon you, like things happen that you can't control. Like someone stabs you. Like if someone's swinging wildly with a butcher knife, like, you know, if someone wants to win a fight bad enough, you know, and they have things that they're foreign objects at their disposal, like a baseball bat or something. Like, oh, Jonah Hill, you're really good at taekwondo, or you're really good at jiu-jitsu. I'm going to hit you upside the head with a baseball bat. Like, how psycho a guy are you willing to fight? See, I'm of the camp that I don't want to out-psycho someone. I'm not willing to do it. I don't want... So I would refrain from the violence.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to think I'm going to act crazy against a real crazy person. No, you're not.
And then it gets to the point where, like, how far removed from reality are you, where you think that you, like, there aren't people out there that are, like, insane. That Lazon can handle that, right? Like, someone comes at him with a knife. You know, I got a blue belt. I still don't want the guy with the knife. I don't even want him, like, I don't want to get a hold of his hand and then even have the knife like slice my hand. I don't need any of this in my life.
Yeah, something tells me that a Jonah Hill level of technique is not going to win out over psychosis.
Right. Or like he's like, you want to try me? And the guy picks up a pint glass and just nails him in the face. Like, you know, like you didn't have time to get into the position.
Well, you didn't have time to put your gi on.
Right. Oh, well, that was what I knew about the Jonah Hill thing years ago. Because when they did 10 Things I Can't Live Without on GQ, which I love, one of Jonah Hill's was his gi. And that I called into question. You can't live without your gi? It just seems to me like you want to talk about how you're doing jiu-jitsu. So I talked to Joe Lazon about it. I think Joe Lazon is a tremendous guest, and I have the utmost respect for him. I don't have respect for, like, Elon Musk doing it. Have you ever seen Zuckerberg rolling around with one of his partners? I question if that guy's trying.
Yeah, I saw that. Zuckerberg's what, 150, soaking wet?
Yeah, I'm not convinced Zuckerberg can beat me up. And I have no training. And like Zuckerberg, I'm not afraid of. Joe Lazon, I'm very afraid of. Guy on the street, I'm very afraid of. I'm not so sure I'm afraid of Mark Zuckerberg because maybe his hubris gets in the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That might be my advantage.
Anytime there's a billionaire like engaged in something with their trainer, I just think Foxcatcher and Steve Carell, you know, at the big wrestling match.
Try to maneuver him in a way that's pleasurable. No. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Guess who got caught with whores? Well, not even. It's like they just
didn't even get to it.
Worthless sting. Kind of wondering why they even did it, but nonetheless, the 49ers owner loves cheap whores. We'll have that for you in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right. If you are struggling with erectile dysfunction, you might have tried pills, and if you haven't, you can get them through.
4-2 in Miami over the Marlins. Anthony Siegler's first career Major League triple drove in the go-ahead run. This 3-game series continues tonight. As for the Patriots, they went through their first practice of the week yesterday in Foxborough. Christian Gonzalez was out there. Travion Henderson had to leave the workout early after slipping and falling. The team will be back out there this afternoon. They'll fly to Cleveland on Wednesday. Patriots also traded wideout Kayshon Boutte to Houston for backup safety Jalen Reed and a 7th-round draft pick. Patriots have also signed free agent veteran punter Matt Hawk. This after Bryce Behringer was injured last weekend. Getting back to the Browns, they yesterday named Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback over Shedeur Sanders. And San Francisco 49ers team owner Jed York pled no contest yesterday to a pair of charges in Ohio. He was arrested on suspicion of engaging in prostitution. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Vision. Boston Vision helped baseball legend David Ortiz get back to seeing 2020 again. They can do the same for you. See Big Like Poppy. Book your free evaluation at bostonvision.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Actually coaching the game, or it's just
that is. I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports. Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
On the Sports Hub.
I don't know why they threw on I'm a doctor for that. I said I'm a jiu-jitsu practitioner, but I am a doctor too. But far be it from me to defend, these nerds like Jonah Hill and Mark Zuckerberg, me being also a nerd, but a lifelong martial artist myself.
Lifelong, when did you start? Lifelong, when did you start?
I mean, I did Japanese karate as a kid, but I've been doing Muay Thai for the last 10 years, and I picked up jiu-jitsu about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I've competed a bunch of times.
All right, but you've done. Let me stop right here and tell you, differentiate you from the people I'm talking about. Is that you did this as a child? Like you've been practicing it. My point is, as a fad, it just seems my disgust is with the elites that seem to have all adopted the same thing. And I would think
I am also
good.
I'm also disgusted by that as well. I also think that the faddiveness, they're obviously trying to heal some sort of trauma. But I will say, I think Mark Zuckerberg is a purple belt, and that might not mean anything to you, obviously. But if a purple belt were to wrestle with you, Fred, regardless of how big
he'd win me,
let's say
he'd win. If we wrestled, he'd win.
It would be like him playing with a child.
Right.
It wouldn't it'd be embarrassing.
You know what I mean? Break my arm or like real easily. I understand that, but the thing is that when the Jonah Hill situation isn't let's get on a mat and do jiu-jitsu. Obviously, first of all, I don't know if I can beat anyone up, Mike. I'm not a tough guy.
Sure.
But like I am under a novice person who's done jiu-jitsu 5 times could beat me in a wrestling match. Absolutely.
I don't know about that. You also are a scary guy in your own right. I mean, you've been in bar fights and all these other crazy things.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Believe me, I'm the least frightening person in the world. I've gotten my ass kicked. That doesn't help me in any other way. But what I'm saying is the arrogance of, like, if Mark Zuckerberg was under the impression that he could, I used me as an extreme example, right? Like, because I'm a pussy. That was my extreme example. My point is, if, like, Mark Zuckerberg thinks that, like, he's going to get, like, some guy on the street, some random psycho, that he's going to, like, somehow, under any circumstance, beat this guy. As you know, a street fight isn't on a mat. It's not a wrestling match. Now, if he got the guy close and got him in some kind of hold, he could, like, kill him or choke him out. No question about it. But my point is, if, like, someone's willing to grab an instrument to severely hurt you with, or put their thumb in your eye, or bite you, like, you've seen it. Like, if some guy sinks his teeth into you and takes out a chunk of skin, or, like, what are you going to do? Like, there's no rules. Like, and so that's, like, kind of my point. So what Hardy said at the best, he's, like, inviting violence upon himself, and it just seems completely ignorant of what people are capable of. Like, people are capable of, they're willing to kill you. The last thing I want to do is tell people to fight me. That's basically what I'm saying. And Artie's saying the same thing.
Observation, Fred.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
yes, sir.
I appreciate it as an art and all these things, but it's practice in real life. I don't know. Joe Lazan beat anyone up.
Yeah.
But he's a professional fighter.
And doesn't like to fight.
Well, I mean, Robbins didn't like the fight. Thornton didn't like the fight. I mean, none of those. I mean, these guys that fight enough. Here's the thing about fighting is even if you're really good at it, it hurts real bad. Like you're getting, and like it sucks for like weeks after. Like if someone breaks your face apart, which has happened to me, it's not unpleasant in the moment. It's unpleasant for like 3 months. If someone breaks your arm, it sucks. Someone hits you in the head with a bottle, and then you got to go get stitches. It sucks. It sucks for a long time. Like if Joe Lazan on Saturday, if by some miracle gets caught, and like the guy shatters his eye socket, like it doesn't just hurt in that moment. It hurts for like a really long time, and you have to go back. And I've had surgeries. It like sucks. Like when your face gets smashed apart, like they don't fix it once. Like it takes like a million years for them to fix it. You have to keep going back to the hospital. It's a very unpleasant experience. So yes, people that fight for a living would tend to probably not enjoy it so much. Because if they're normal, the ramifications of it probably are unpleasant.
You set off metal detectors like when they wand you and stuff?
No. I don't know what it is. I was in college. I don't even know what it is. Like I'm surprised because technology has improved. You know, so now because when I got the fake tooth, I got to go to the dentist today. Thank you for reminding me. But they do this scan where it goes 360 degrees around your head, and like now the imagery is like your skull, which is kind of freaky because it's what you look like if you don't get cremated. And the whole right side is a series of pipes with hinges in them and stuff. I used to be good looking. No, I'm just kidding. All right. But that is the point.
Speaking of good looking, that we get the photo of Tyler Milliken's cousin with the long hair.
He's not a bad looking kid.
He's not a bad looking kid, but I want the one with the braid. I want something with that braid.
Yeah, the long hair is not impressive.
Is he working on it?
You just got a jelly roll situation going there.
He's still looking for it.
All right.
All right, Tyler's Milliken's cousin. Ask your cousin's cousin. All right, so Mike Florio's talking about the owner of the 49ers. Guess what he did?
Well, I did not expect to be back down here in the Olive Garden studios so quickly. And
oh, that speaks of class and distinction. The Olive Garden studios. My goodness. Free breadsticks. He's swimming in them. He's put on a little weight, I'd imagine.
Bottomless salad bowl.
But that's just iceberg
Don't
lettuce.
sleep on the breadsticks. They're
No, there's
good.
all kinds of stuff in there, Fred.
I don't know how healthy that is for you.
Who cares? It's bottomless.
Bottomless iceberg lettuce. It's a real price point for him. You'd have to sit there for 7 years before you spent $5 on iceberg lettuce.
my overriding question is, what the hell is going on in Ohio today? The first bit of dysfunction came from the Cleveland Browns, and then just as we were settling into the idea that Deshaun Watson will be starting week 1, came the news that 49ers owner Jed York has been arrested in East Palestine, Ohio. It happened on Sunday. He was initially charged with engaging in prostitution, according to a report from San Francisco, and possession of criminal tools, whatever in the hell that means. I found the Ohio statute. We pasted the link to it in the story at PFT.
And he's a lawyer and he doesn't know.
It's very broad, very vague, and very confusing. Now, the charge of engaging in prostitution was changed to disorderly conduct. York pleaded no contest to disorderly conduct and possession of criminal tools, got a 1-day jail term for each count and credit for time served, which means he was behind bars from Sunday into Monday prior to the deal that resulted in the no contest plea.
Okay. So what he did is that the whatever in Ohio set up a sting where they set up like a prostitution number, which he contacted when he arrived to the place where he was going to meet the prostitute. What was it, $160?
I think it was 140.
140. He they got arrested, and then they said his phone, like the thing he's talking about is like something with his phone, using that to like set up the prostitution. When I heard about this, my first thing was, why are they doing this? what is the? I don't really want my money spent catching guys trying to get a $140 prostitute. And by the way, you could solve all of this if you just legalized it. If you're worried about the human trafficking, which is really the only thing, or disease, or the safety of the women, all of that could be solved in one sweep of regulating it. Then you could have all of those things taken care of. You could have proof of citizenship. You could have, rules in place that are enforced by a government body. You could make sure everyone was tested. Magic wand right there. And, if it's a woman or a man that on both ends are willing to do it for money, I'm not sure where the moral ground is on this, but nonetheless, very embarrassing. But he didn't even get the whore. And that's the thing, is that, if you were going there, at least, you're with the woman and then they burst in. And at least you got, something. But nothing. He just shows up and there's cops waiting
Maybe that's
for him.
what you want. I want to get caught.
Yes, I'm a bad boy. But doesn't it seem like...
Oh, no, I'm hearing my undershorts.
First of all, it's every episode of Hunter. Remember that?
Yeah, they always made her a prostitute.
Yeah,
that's true.
It was the most degrading thing in the world. She was this hotshot undercover cop, and the guy, the ex-football player, Fred Dreyer would just sit back while she dressed like a prostitute and walked the streets. And not dressed like a prostitute, like she was dressed scantily clad. She posed as a prostitute.
Legit, at least 3 out of every 5 episodes.
Because they obviously got ratings back for one of them, and they're and she wasn't even this beauty queen. They just decided to, make her a prostitute. But all you're really doing is publicly humiliating the guy. And I guess he got a divorce. And to me, it makes sense because he's a billionaire. And if he can, in a place where he does not live, have anonymous sex with someone who doesn't know him, where there is an out, where there's no personal information exchanged, I could see the appealing nature of that. Now, I could not be with a prostitute because I would be well aware of their not wanting to be with me, which would ruin everything for me. But for someone who wanted to be, that didn't matter to, I could see the appeal of that. But then again, I've talked to Charlie Sheen, and he makes a very strong case for celebrities being with prostitutes. It's the paying to leave portion of it, Mm-hmm. Because if you're him, can you just have random sex with a girl without there being strings attached?
Not unless you carry around a briefcase full of NDAs, which apparently happens with some people worth, I would say, similar net worth, around $500 million. There were stories about...
iPad.
Yeah.
And lawyer.
If that might take the fun out of it.
Well, that girl, the woman that signs the NDA is still wants to do it. I don't know. It's just I could see it. And people are $140, and I would imagine that's part of it, right? You're not going through some elite service. You just want to. It's like Tiger Woods with the girl at
Perkins. No,
whatever.
Yeah.
Perkins or whatever. Yeah, Perkins. It was Perkins.
Yeah.
And you know what happened with Tiger Woods? And put yourself in his shoes. So there's a semi-attractive waitress that comes up to your table. You're eating breakfast at Perkins, and she starts flirting with you. And you go, you know what? I could get her to go outside and have sex with me by the dumpster. Willingly. With no money exchanged. Just that power of just going hey, do you want to go have sex outside? And then the woman going, absolutely. I mean, you can get why that he did it. Everyone was perplexed why he did it. I understand why he did it. It's an unreality. You're living in this world where anything is possible. It's why Jagger and Bowie banged. It's like, like when you can have anyone you want.
Yeah, and it's not like the fulfillment of a lifelong fantasy. I'd say it's quite the opposite. It's just like, this just popped into my head. This, this devious, almost deranged thought. Could I do it? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Not everybody can, but now you're at a point in your life where you can actually go do that.
Yeah, like anytime there's like a mild flirtation, you're quite aware that like in certain circumstances you could fulfill that sex like right then and there.
Yeah.
Like she's not even going to take off work. You're not waiting for her to get off work. Like you're not going to your house. You're not going to her house. She's literally willing to leave her tables and go outside and have sex with you and then walk back into the restaurant and continue her shift. I mean, that's like an unbelievable, like no one can do that. And, how old was he when he did it? I mean,
mid-30s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, it's very hard to put yourself in that position. So I think the guy, I don't know. I know you told me Felger and Maz were very much on the $140 thing, but I think that would be part of the appeal because, like, you're not going through some, like, and the only thing I know about exclusive prostitution services are the guys that got caught, like Anthony Weiner. Well, no, he didn't have a prostitute. Who's the guy in New York that got caught with the prostitute and she became real famous? She was super hot. Oh, he was like the district attorney.
God.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. And why did I think he was governor? He's not governor.
Maybe he was governor. I don't remember.
I don't know.
It wasn't my boy Ed Koch. I'll tell you that. But
it says here, Tiger was 32.
Yeah,
when he did it.
I mean, and he's a dork who played golf like constantly. He was ruled by his dad.
Yeah, 3 years into his marriage,
which seems about right. 3 years into the marriage, he's just like. Yeah. It's, I don't know. People are people.
Elliot Spitzer.
There you go.
Thank you.
Don't get arrested for something like that on a Sunday, though.
No, you're not getting in front of the judge.
Yeah. So that's part of the deal. And spend the night in jail. This area of Ohio, apparently, they've been using this place as like their hub for stings. For going back for the last 6 years, 710 arrests for soliciting between 2019 and 2025. More than a third of Ohio's total arrests and nearly twice for the county's arrests.
Oh, my God.
Second highest total in the state. So they've just decided, East Palestine is where we're going to set up our stings.
And got all these guys on disorderly conduct charges, misdemeanor disorderly conduct charges.
And again, to what end? I mean, I understand if it results in derailing human trafficking, then
but this doesn't, because you aren't disrupting a human trafficking ring. You're just catching a guy in a misdemeanor charge for solicitation.
I'm sure they would argue it's a
deterrent.
No, it's not a deterrent. I got a couple of emails about this to keep arrest totals up to justify
I understand
people in charge, that kind of thing.
But it doesn't seem like if I'm in government that this is the way I want my tax money spent. If I only have so much money to work with, I'd rather fix roads than, bust a guy in a pretend prostitution string.
Yeah.
But there he goes. That has to be very embarrassing. And I'm sure it will affect his life greatly.
Wonder what the NFL will do with this.
Well, I mean, look what it did to Robert Kraft.
Nothing.
I mean, it ruined
it. Did nothing to him. But I wonder if the NFL will actually try to suspend him for a game or something.
Oh, God.
Not that it would matter to an owner, but seriously.
So if you pled no contest to a misdemeanor, that's like a heavy traffic citation.
What was the sanction for Irsay when they caught him with that suitcase? I wonder. I haven't looked.
What? I don't know. Was there anything for that? Because was he arrested?
Let's see. Suspended for 6 games and fined $500,000.
Wow.
And that was when he was running around handing out money?
No,
Yeah.
he had got pulled over and he had a briefcase with like $30,000 in cash in it. And
Toxicology reports he was under the influence of oxy, hydrocodone.
Okay, so I'd rather bust people for driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol than I would for soliciting a prostitute, because they could kill me or you or children, innocents. Like, that's you kill someone drunk. I just read about it in the Globe. That's not good. Big trouble.
Really?
Yeah, but texting with a prostitute.
Oh.
I don't care.
there it is.
Just clip that, post that.
I've done the mental math. I don't care.
Hold on a second. Let me think about this. I don't care.
Yeah.
Nah, not a big deal to me. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Walling for Fanatics. Football season is almost here, so if you make...
Segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Find our emails on 985thesportshub.com. They're always appreciated. You can follow us on social media at Toucher and Hardy, at Hardy985, and at Fred Toucher, if you would be so kind, only on Instagram. I refuse Twitter for many, many reasons. Anthony sends this to me. If you enjoyed our meandering, as usual, 6 o'clock opening segment, where there is the one part of the show that certainly there is no agenda going into it or plan. It is really just a conversation between the three of us. We talked about the southernmost point. It came up because of Massachusetts residents' insistence of calling interstate highways names other than they are. And we talked about where 95 went, and then it got to the southernmost point.
Route 1. Yeah.
Yeah, Hardy looked up, and he said that he looked it up, and it was true. He said there was a southern military base further than the southernmost point. Anthony says the military base Hardy's talking about is Guantanamo Bay, which is in Cuba. And there's no bridge. It's the place where they sent many of the people who planned 9/11. I'm aware of Guantanamo Bay.
No, we're talking about
the distance of Cuba. But is that a U.S. territory that is considered part of the United States? Because I don't remember a military base being connected to Key West.
Okay, isn't the southernmost point of the continental United States is the one that we're talking about, and that southernmost point buoy, which people go to in Key West. Okay. Now, my question, because when I was there, I looked on my phone to see if we were really at the southernmost point, and I didn't think we were, and it turns out, according to what I'm reading right now, it is the part that is publicly accessible. The beach area of Fort Zachary Taylor Historic State Park is farther south than the marker. And further south, land on the Truman Annex property, just southwest of the buoy, is the true southernmost point of the island. Farther south, but it has no marker since it is U.S. Navy property and cannot be entered by civilian tourists.
You know,
So
that was the
not
problem.
Guantanamo Bay.
When I was in the Keys for that, 6 months of my life, no smartphones. I didn't have that ability.
There you go.
So there you go. Dave says, perhaps I listened to the show too much. My sister was talking about a disgusting kitty litter box and said it was the equivalent of being in a bathroom with a burst pipe and there's feces and urine all over the floor. And in my head, the perfect DA voice, I thought, do I have time to take off my shoes? Dave, you are not alone. My children now will go, yes, yes, when something disgusting is said.
I got one of those from one of my kids the other day.
Which is
dangerous.
I believe will be my legacy.
Do you remember us agreeing to do fantasy football?
Yes.
I'm getting a lot of emails about this. So we have to do something.
I was kicked out of the league that John and Dan was not kicked out of.
Yeah.
I was removed for another person. No conversation.
Okay.
Just removed. Like trash.
Draft is September 4th at 8 p.m. Forwarding the invite here in case you didn't see it. The commission is getting a little antsy and asked if we should invite someone else because you hadn't joined yet. I said, don't you worry about it. Hardy is a man of his word, and we will join before the deadline.
So, wait.
What's the buy-in?
I think it's $100.
So the
That's actually
4th?
high.
The 4th is your draft? Isn't that a Friday night?
Yeah. I don't know about doing that live.
Oh, boy.
Can we just auto draft? I don't care.
See, that ruins it, though. If you
Does
auto
it?
draft, it's no fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to play fantasy football, you might as well play fantasy football. Like, in the draft is like the whole point, right? Like, you're not going to sit around doing a million trades. See, I got my son on the case of making a league because I am too big a loser. I know I could find a bunch of guys to join it, but I don't want to run it. So he's trying to get a friend to run it because he don't want to run it either. So, and I figured a $50 buy-in would be fine, but I don't want to run it. I don't know how to run it, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be the commish. Too much on my plate. I don't trust myself. You give me all those $50 bills, Daddy's getting himself 2 prostitutes. $300.
September 4th. Maybe we can just hang out that night and do the draft together, Fred.
You act like hanging out with you would be a punishment, which it would not be. But what else do I have to do? Sure. It's not the Friday night at 8 o'clock. It's just
Friday night at 8 o'clock. What are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah, it's not like, like I'd necessarily be doing anything super fun. It's just I don't know if I can. That's like I used to do. I took the draft seriously enough in the league I got kicked out of that I did it on airplanes before because it usually would be over Labor Day weekend. And so like I would do it on the airplane. It would really hurt my feelings to get kicked out of the league. Legitimately hurt my feelings. I understand.
Have you spoken
why.
with the commissioner?
No, because I don't feel like it's my place. I feel it would be uncomfortable if I talked to him about it because I'd be like, hey, why? It'd be like, I wouldn't want anyone if I kick someone out of a league without, really a reason, I wouldn't want them questioning me about it. Like that would be incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, you would.
John asked for me.
Yes, I did.
And what was the reason?
It just what Fred said. He wanted to add a buddy of his. It wasn't. I don't think it was anything personal.
Well, I was considered the most dispensable of the people, which does hurt my feelings. It would hurt your feelings too. I mean, I don't think about it. Like I didn't think about it over vacation.
I thought about it a little bit.
But I thought about it enough to ask my son to start a league because my son's dream was to join that league. For whatever reason, like he really wanted to join that league.
Aim high.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Jim says, hello, gentlemen. The Pat McAfee album is the result of him not having any real friends. No one in his world has the balls to tell him how awful an idea that is or how awful this attempt at music is. This album and any music by Jelly Roll is for people who wear ankle monitors. Thanks. That's from Jim.
The
friends thing I think is legit. He's gotten himself to the point now where he's surrounded by yes men.
Yeah. And it can't help your career by any stretch of the imagination. Like it might not hurt it, but it can't help it. Like, what do you think the staying power of Pat McAfee's like reign at the top of media is? Like, it's a very specific shtick.
Yeah, couple more years.
Because I do think I know something about broadcasting, and I got to tell you, in anything, music, broadcasting, anything, the most authentic people are the people that it never gets corny, right? Like the Clash, like them or not, are not considered clownish now, but not Cinderella, but like Warrant are.
Yeah,
because they bought completely into a fad. And there's a danger to that.
Well, there's some I think of Stephen A. Smith, but Stephen A. Smith doesn't have a bunch of hangers on and a bunch of people constantly whooping and hollering for him. There's an authenticity in it for no other reason. It's just him. I think of Stephen A. Smith as a solitary person up there, and it's shticky at times, but it has staying power because I don't feel like I'm being sold something every time I see Stephen A. Smith on TV. With Pat McAfee, it's it's this whole production and they're trying to sell me on this being cool, and it automatically makes me think it's not.
I think that's the thing, is that it's under the illusion of being cool, which is a very difficult thing to do when you're not being authentic. And in the Portnoy interview, which I really enjoyed on Felger and Maz, he says, and I didn't know this before, what did Pat McAfee want to be?
WWE champ.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to be the WWE champion because his whole thing is wrestling. It's all fake. It's all a promo for Piper's Pit. And I think that's just a very if he's making enough money, it's great for him. My thing would be if you were a young broadcaster, in my own opinion, and he's far more successful than me. But from a distance, my thing would be maybe don't ape that style, because I don't know if that's going to be the way people want to hear things 2-3 years from now. It seems like a lot like a hair metal, which I loved when I was a little kid, but I grew out of it. It's just something that I don't know. It's something that fake. I just don't know the staying power of it. And Pat McAfee's doing the right thing. I just don't know like cloning that style if that's the right thing.
He's caught the wave. He realizes a certain way to broadcast that people will watch. The question is he adaptable? I'm not saying turn into a serious journalist, but whatever the next phase is in 3 or 4 years, can he adapt his style to that?
Right. It's just a wrestling, shouting, standing up and like walking around thing, which can get very tiresome, I'd imagine. But what do I know? I'm 51. Like, I don't know. I had a long career, but I don't know what the future holds for me. But I can tell you that like today's show won't embarrass me 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't funny, at least this is how I talk to you guys off the air. I'm not, you're
not doing a performance.
Yeah, I'm not like acting like, I'm saying things that I probably or showing concern of things that we probably wouldn't talk about off air. But in terms of like my personality, it's really stupid, man. I don't like it at all.
He's not going anywhere, though. He's going to be on ESPN for a while.
He doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's the people that like him. Like,
Get the hell out the way.
and I
Burn every penny and appreciate the pay.
And I do think that if you were an artist that helped with that, like a musical artist, it does implicitly damage your credibility forever because it shows that you believe that it's all so formulaic that it doesn't, that you put auto-tune on some idiot loser and just have him talk in a fake country accent, by the way, which we haven't discussed. That's not how he talks. But he's putting on... I don't even know what that is.
But is it charitable? Is it charitable in a way? Are you doing a favor for a producer friend that's friends with Pat McAfee? You can't listen to that and go, that's going to make money.
No. But, well, I don't know.
Well, I don't think
what's it to me? It costs nothing to produce. If it streams, a million times, we'll all make a few $1,000 off of it. Again, it's just this disposable. It's just you're making something so disposable. When you make an album, there should at least be a pretense of like that you believe in this and you want that you in some way find this to be artistically credible. Like, takes Niles Rodgers. He made huge hit songs, disco songs, but and disco went away. But those songs that he made still resonate because there was an implicit talent and attitude of, I want to make something good.
Yeah. And this has a very New Jack Swing feel to it. Say 20 years from now, you think these guys who are rapping over country songs are going to be out on tour somewhere?
The New Jack Swing guys could sing.
True, but...
So I cherish each breath, every God.
No, I understand what you're saying. Fads type of music. No, this country music for white people that are afraid of blacks. They want to rap, but they don't want black people involved. No, I don't know, John. I don't think this is going to be the craze in 10 years.
No, what I'm saying is there are so many, like, what Bertrand had Christopher Cross tour shirt on, and he's still playing venues. But my point was, New Jack Swing people aren't touring now, just like these people won't be touring in 20 years.
No, like ballads, like Sailing. Like, I mean, if you liked it then, you're going to like it now. I mean,
I might like this a few years from now.
Working like a dog, just hoping for a treat.
Of course.
It's like if he, I don't know. It's just, it's more of a disaster than if he just took an acoustic guitar and like sang earnestly. There would at least be a part of it that was like, okay, it sucks, but like he tried and it was gutsy. He took like a chance. His lyrics are about how people online don't like him. Boo-hoo. Real relatable. I can relate another pot today. Stir another pot. You work for Disney, you piece of crap. You're friends with the government. Get out of here with your rebellious BS. Ugh. All right. We'll be when like NWA were being investigated by the FBI. That's what I want to hear about. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy finishing things up. Hardy, the New England Patriots. There are 4 teams that Bill Barnwell from ESPN believes could face a bit of a decline this year.
Mhm.
And the Patriots are one of them. Would you care to guess why? It's a tough question.
Oh, does that have anything to do with the schedule?
Yeah. Do you know the average Patriots opponent had a .414 Pythagorean expectation? Let's have some fun with football.
Yeah.
Let's really jazz it up.
I don't even need to watch the games now. This is more fun.
They had some like projections of the AFC East, and as accurate as they might be, they were like over the course of like the Bills are better than the Patriots and better chance to win the division because over the course of thousands of simulations, huh?
Yeah.
They got to start playing.
Who are the other 4 teams?
Let's guess.
All right.
Yeah. Would you care to guess?
Uh,
I have them in front of me.
Both conferences?
Yes, they're both conference. I can tell you. Let me get up here. It's long.
Seattle.
There's 5 teams. 3 are AFC. 2 are NFC. No, Seattle's not one of them.
Okay.
One of them. You're not going to get 2 of them. One of them seems like kind of obvious in the NFC. A team that did really well that with a cocky head coach that might decline.
Oh, you got to be talking about Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. The moment you talked about that, I thought about the article I sent you about Ben Johnson.
Yeah. You're never going to get the other ones. It's
hold
too
on. Let me.
difficult. Okay, you can try.
One popped into my head. And it's only because it was a quarterback that wasn't supposed to be great, that has been great. Is Denver one of them?
Oh, yeah. Congratulations. I
mean,
have thought
Bo
Denver.
Nix is not going to be a world beater, but he was last year.
It's just with the coaching, the defense, I thought that there might be not
Yeah.
that
Jacksonville?
much. Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yes. How'd you guess that?
I'm just thinking of teams that did well last year that people didn't expect to do
that's
that well.
Very good.
So that's 4 of them right there.
You're better than me. I never would have gotten those.
No clue about the
Carolina's.
I was going to say Carolina before I said Jacksonville. I swear to God.
How about that?
But then I thought Jacksonville was a better answer.
Look at us being smart.
You guys are way smarter than me.
Well,
I would have got a New England and Chicago. Obviously, I would have got a New England because
I wouldn't have gotten Chicago without the hints. Denver,
I would not have. I still wouldn't say Chicago.
Oh, really?
I don't think Chicago is going to be worse.
Because Detroit's schedule is super easy, and it's gonna. And they're not. They only had four or five starters on both sides of the ball total. 4 or 5 starters that played every game last year. Like Detroit's going to be way better. Like just there's no way they're going to be worse. And Green Bay, I don't think is so great. But whatever. It's a difficult division.
I've
and
never
I don't
been
like
impressed
Chicago.
by Jordan Love at all. So, all right.
Yeah, he seems very, very.
What?
My vibrator is going off.
Oh.
Okay, great.
My bag. My bag is vibrating.
You brought your carry-on in here?
No, it's my ankle bracelet. All right. That'll do it for us, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Saturday, August